only gonna do this once. Classic. Lord God, anything attached to me that could be holding me down and keeping me from my ascension. I pray that you detach that from me, so I can fly. They think ill about me, they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Gandhi, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. Cause the people that hurt me the most in this life be the people that's locked in my phone. They made a mistake, I gave them some grace. I make a mistake and they won't do the same. People be dishing out what they can't take and they take what they cannot get back to the game. I'm unforgiving cause I'm unforgetting. I harbor resentment, I know what you did. I am not Jesus, it ain't no repentance when I'm on a mission and moving relentless. Been here before, I know the feeling. Think it's forever, the end to be chilling. Mike Jackson, my life is a thriller. Close to midnight, I turn to the villain. Boundaries over sparing your feelings. Sebastian gone, you can cry me a rip. To be great, you gon' have to be different. When you say it, they gotta know that you meant it. Classic. Classic. I'm only gonna do this once. That glow. And one thing they hate worse than you having that glow is when you know you got that glow. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. So give them a reason to keep hating on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Let's get ready to
farming home up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Know some people I love, put some smut on my name. I'ma still love them the same. I'ma love them from outside of the frame. I'ma love them from outside of the pain. That type of hate don't belong on my paint. That type of hate don't belong in proximity. Lord knows I love to match energy. Won't smoke, I know the back chimney. No hope with me once you an enemy. Well trained.
What's going on, chat? What's going on, chat? Get a little energy. Get a little energy. I know what it is. Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on.
It ain't no pics. It's with whoever. Ain't gotta like us, but you gon' respect us. Before I be soft, I'd rather be deadly. Let's get it. Since I lost Sebastian, my heart has been heavy. Hard in my heart, now it's hard to be friendly. PTSD in my arms, he was heavy. Felt his heart stop, oh my God, I wasn't ready. Couldn't even walk, his last walk was with Granny. Heard he was sick and they said it was bad. I damn that collapsed, but my legs feel like jelly. Man down, I lost my family. Therapy dog, who gon' help with my sanity now? Think I'm about vanity now. Been in the gym, I'm trying to balance it out. Managing rage, out of line, some people jumped off the page. Bad time if you really won't play. Bad time for you to play with my name. It's Candyman if you say my name. I'm up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. I'm having that aura, I got that glow. They hate it worse when they know that you know. Walk in the room like I'm covered in gold. I used to suppress it, was about to implode. I used to suppress it, was about to explode. Sore thumb in the room everywhere that I go. Black sheep for the fam, used to think something was wrong. Took a little time to realize I was chose. Took a little time to realize I was special. Ever since birth, been a cold under pressure. Wanna be great, gotta do a little extra. That's why I grind with obsession. Everything about me irregular, everything about me is pressure. Maximum effort, no box left unchecked on the checklist. No stone left unturned, mash on the gas and etc. Or farming hoe, I'm up in rank. Step in the room, they paved the way.
I've been trying
I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
Or farming hoe, I'm up in
a
rank.
real dude or a fake dude or a person. I'm me.
Classic. All right, before we begin the show, it's two things that we have to do. One of those things is a disclaimer, but the first thing we have to do is a moment of silence for Nolan Xavier Wells. Let's do a brief moment of silence, and I'm gonna strike the bell
We'll do 7 times, God's number. All right. 7 times. All right. So moment of silence for Nolan, wherever you at. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. What up, chat? What up, chat? We got a quick roll call in the building. Let me give y'all some love. We're going to start off with the super chat in the building. Money. Black Mona said, thank you for covering this. Appreciate you, Black Mona, in the chat, as always. Let's do a quick roll call. Everybody in chat 333. We got a lot of new people filing into the page. You guys are all welcome, and thank you. Welcome to the Classic Codes. Sharon said early, she said, watching. Big Skull in the building. What up, Big Skull? Carolyn or Caroline, I'm not sure which one it is, but hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. One of those ways. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Miss Chi-Town in the building. Perlin in the building. Miss Washington. You know how I call you, Mariel. Miss Washington in the building. What's going on? For She Who, welcome to the channel. I know I seen you show up a couple of days ago. I appreciate you being back. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat today. Welcome to the this is a different show today. This is the human experience. Tez backstage getting some things situated. He'll be with us shortly. Roxy in the building. What's going on, Roxy? Not really acting, girl. What's going on? What's going on, Soft Rain? What's going on, Softy 333? Yes, Lord. She said y'all hit the like button on the way in. Bismalee said the visitation should be in progress now. Yeah. So visitation is from 9 to 11. All right. Talks with 2K. What up, 2K? He said top of the top, Brody. What's going on with it, bro? Let's see. Final Kill said continue prayers for the parents of Nolan Xavier Wells. Yeah, so visitation started at 9, so they're about an hour in the visitation now. Visitation ends at 11, and the funeral services are supposed to start shortly thereafter. I know that the Griot is going to be live streaming it, so we'll pop in and out on their coverage of it, but we have to be swift and it has to be periodic. A lot of you guys that are here, you're going to get some of the coverage, but we can't show it just running for copyrights, right? The Griot is doing their coverage, and so we'll work off of their coverage, but we're going to have a conversation. We'll have a call-in portion for those of y'all that want to call in and talk about the situation, give condolences, or whatever the case may be. We'll have that portion of the show as well. We also going to have updates to where we are in the case so far, so we got plenty to go through today. On the live stream. Money in the chat. What's going on with it? We got the 400 gems. Appreciate it, Yvette, with the 400 gems. She said, Eagle. Okay. What's going on with you? This is my first time getting some gems. I don't know how those work. We're going to figure it out. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you very much. Perlin said, good morning, everyone. Tristan said, what up, 333? What up, T? Connecticut salutes Nolan. Today is Nolan's day. Rest in power. Yeah, rest in peace, young brother. Yes, Lord. What up, Chris? Yvette said, you're welcome. Gratitude. Let me go ahead and get my disclaimers out the way so that we can all feel safe and just have our conversations the way they're going to go today. I'm sure we're going to shift gears on emotions quite a bit as we roll and get more information. I know it's a lot of people in visitation, so we don't know how that's going so far. They say there's a lot of people outside the church. They're doing airport style security, metal detectors and such. They said also just watching some of the coverage before I came on live with you guys. Don Lemon was discussing some things. I think he had Jason Lee on. Then he had somebody on the channel right before I came live with y'all, stating that the crowd out there is very, very diverse. It's a very diverse crowd of all ethnicities and creeds of people, which I anticipated. I didn't think it was going to be anything different. But let's get into these disclaimers, y'all, so we can all feel good. Let's see. First one. My regular Classic Codes disclaimer. This live stream is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. All statements made are alleged, opinion-based, and a part of a public discussion. We are content creators reacting to publicly available information, not journalists or legal professionals. Nothing stated should be interpreted as factual claims or assertions of wrongdoing. Viewers' discretion is advised. And also, because we'll be working off of some other people's content while they are streaming, we want to cover this as well. This live stream is presented for the purposes of news reporting, commentary, criticism, education, and public discussion. Any third-party audio, video, images, or other copyrighted material used are included under the fair use provisions of Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act. All opinions expressed are my own, are based on publicly available information, or are clearly identified as opinion or speculation, and are not presented as statements of undisputed fact. This statement is not intended to defame, harass, the chat is covering up, or infringe upon the rights of any individual or organization. Viewers are encouraged to review primary sources and draw their own conclusions. All right, so now that we got our disclaimers out the way, we should be good to go. All right, so yeah, man. So far they're doing security. They're letting people in for visitation. I haven't heard anything in regards to media just yet. I have my YouTube on in the background. I haven't heard anything in regards to media just yet saying anything about whether or not there's a closed or open casket. I haven't heard anything in regards to media stating, what the conditions of anything is. I have Don Lemon's chat rolling right now. But I don't see anything crazy. So yeah. So we're gonna, as we get updates, we're gonna keep y'all updated. But until then, I'm gonna go through bringing you guys up to speed on the case, if that's all right. For those of y'all that are not all the way up to speed, let's get caught up real quick. Let's see. All right, here we go. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this to get caught up. And then we'll go to the funeral coverage. Tez down said, we in here coming through soon. Take your time, brother. We here today. I got my espresso over here. I'm running on fumes, but it's okay. Got a quarter tank of gas. We gonna make it last, man. Let's see what they talking about.
Second, the young woman at the center of this case's biggest. There are three major developments landing in this case at once, and tomorrow brings a fourth moment this family has been dreading for over 2 weeks. First, the FBI has finally put its role in this case in writing, on the record, in full. Second, the young woman at the center of this case's biggest unresolved contradiction has broken her own silence, not through a relative, not through a secondhand post, but face-to-face with Nolan's own mother. Third, somewhere in this story, a family connected to this case has become the target of an actual threat.
This is Katie, y'all. This is Katie. So this is the young lady that Nolan was talking to on Horn Island that the fellas claimed that he wanted to stay back for. I know we were saying we don't know Katie. We still don't know Katie. We know what Katie looked like, but we don't know Katie, chat. So she did sit down face to face with Miss Wansley. I've been calling them Mr. and Mrs. Wells. Based on pure assumption, I believe, but apparently their names are Wansley. So I will correct that going forward, and my apologies for having it wrong. Nolan's last name is Wells, but they are the Wansleys. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Wansley. Katie sat down face to face with Christine Wansley and had a conversation and provided her with details in regards to exactly, the way this chain of events happened from her perspective. And they just so happen to be completely contradictory to that of the boys. But there's something interesting. Her recounts of what happened and the boys' counts of what happened leave a gap. So let's listen further, and I'll let y'all see what I'm talking about.
Serious enough that federal resources are now involved. And fourth, tomorrow, Nolan Wells will be laid to rest. Tonight, before that happens, we're going through everything that's landed in the past few days carefully and separating what's officially confirmed from what's still being reported secondhand. For weeks, the question of exactly why the FBI was involved in this case had only been answered in fragments, a line here, a comment there. This week, the Bureau's Jackson field office released an actual, complete public statement, and it's worth hearing in full. The statement reads that while the FBI has assisted with certain aspects of the investigation using federal tools and partnerships that have proved valuable, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office is leading and will continue to lead this investigation. It describes a trusting, effective partnership between Jackson County and the FBI built over many years of working side by side on complex cases. It says the FBI has been supporting Jackson County from day one in the effort to gather information and find answers for the Wells family and the broader community.
See, that's not encouraging, chat. I don't know if y'all picked up what they was laying down, but this is the official statement coming in from the FBI explaining their exact involvement with the situation. So they've stated that they're here investigating some threats made directly to a family associated with the case. So they're here as a cloak of protection for someone, right? They're also being involved in regards to providing resources or tools for forensics and things of that nature, right? And then they said they have a long-lasting working relationship with Jackson County, and Jackson County is still fully in head of the investigation all the way through. So the FBI has not taken over this investigation. The FBI is not intervening to override or any of that nature. So whatever assumed involvement that we had, whether you assume that the FBI was helping with the cover up or whether you assume that the FBI was there to, somehow bring a more fair lens to the situation, this is the FBI explaining exactly what they're doing. And essentially they're not doing anything, right? They're just simply, I guess, overseeing Jackson County do their thorough investigation, right? So that's what's being explained here. Let's go.
And it closes by saying the FBI remains ready to assist further, particularly where federal resources might expand local capacity in the hope of bringing clarity and peace of mind to the people who love Nolan. It's worth pausing on the tone of that statement, because tone matters here as much as content. This isn't a press release announcing a breakthrough or a dramatic escalation. It reads almost like a reassurance, careful, measured, and explicitly designed to lower the temperature around a question that had been generating real anxiety for days. Somebody at that field office clearly understood that federal involvement, left unexplained, was doing more to fuel speculation than to calm it, and chose to address that directly in writing rather than let rumor keep filling the gap. This matters because up until now, a lot of speculation had filled the space where an actual answer should have been. Some of that speculation treated FBI involvement as proof the case had been quietly escalated to something far more serious. Some of it treated the Bureau's presence as evidence of a cover-up in progress, federal agents supposedly stepping in to manage the story rather than investigate it. This statement doesn't support either read. It confirms real, meaningful federal involvement, tools, partnerships, expertise, while explicitly stating Jackson County remains the lead agency, start to finish. It's support, not
Jackson County remains the lead agency, start to finish. So for those of you who are watching that didn't have a lot of confidence in the investigation that Jackson County out there in Mississippi will be conducting, that lack of faith should still exist based on this information. The feds have not come in to save the day, quote unquote. Let's see. How old is Katie? Nolan ran from Big Daddy. I saw on video. Okay. Hey, all my mods, get on point, right? It's gonna be a real active day. Y'all know the mods, this is okay. Let him rock, let her rock. But you know what I'm saying? All the mods get on point. Seems like it's gonna be a busy day. So God bless your soul, Nolan, rest, RIP. Yes, Lord. Timothy said the FBI likely will not override the local authorities. The head of the FBI is Kash Patel, who is our skin color, but he Indian, not FBA. Okay, I hear that. Yvette said, it sounds as though they are there for the judge who has centered herself and is protecting her son and the so-called friends of Nolan. Interesting. Not Brittany said, they're there to help the officials in office maintain position. Okay, so a lot of people, y'all don't have faith in the FBI's involvement at all. Stay away from these. I hear that, Todd. I hear that. Hey, listen, y'all speak freely in the chat. Just, no disrespect, right? My mods, they get a little trigger happy anyway. They give out heavy timeouts, and on some days they don't even do timeouts. They do straight blocks. So, just be respectful with your take, regardless of what side of things you on. Let's go.
Man, That distinction is worth holding on to every time this case gets discussed going forward. It's also worth thinking about why this kind of clarification took this long to arrive. Federal agencies are often reluctant to comment publicly on active investigations at all, and the fact that the FBI chose to break that pattern here, issuing a full, on-record statement rather than simply declining comment, suggests they recognized how much damage the ambiguity itself was doing. Silence, in a case already this saturated with speculation, doesn't
Hey, for those of y'all that didn't check out my spirit guides or talking video, I put it out in short form last night. A lot of people have watched it so far. It's been moving around. But there was a spiritual medium that said that she channeled Nolan. And then there's a couple mediums that have been doing tarot cards and different things like that, right? So this is for the people that are spiritual. But one of the mediums pointed out that in all the photographs of Nolan in a group with his Caucasian populated friend group, he's always centered somehow or surrounded or enclosed somehow. And this person stated that Nolan had been captured a long time ago and he didn't know that he was captured. And that this had been something that was always planned. You know what I'm saying? And then this is one of many photos that show Nolan, even the photo on the boat. There's two guys on his one side. There's one guy on his other side. He's kind of centered. In this photo, again, two guys on one side, a bunch of guys on the other side, but he's never on the outside of the photo, like leaning in or whatever. He's always enclosed. And this medium was saying that he had been captured a long time ago. And he had no idea, that they had isolated him. Which is interesting because Javon, when he spoke to TMZ the first time, because Javon actually spoke to TMZ twice, we'll get to that today too. The funeral doesn't start until 11, so we have some time here. But Javon actually stated that he doesn't hang out with those guys. He was like, yeah, I never hung out with them. They were older, so like Nolan would hang out with them, but I really wouldn't be around them like that, so I don't know too much about them, like as far as their character and stuff like that. So even Javon said he wasn't really around these guys when Nolan was hanging out with these guys. And Javon, according to Nolan's mother, is one of Nolan's closest friends. So we gonna stamp that, right? So I find it to be very interesting, and it seems like it could have some validity. But of course, everything is speculation and alleged, right, for content creation purposes. Let's move.
It is neutral. It reads as confirmation of whatever theory happens to be circulating loudest. Choosing to speak even carefully was itself a decision with consequences, and it's one worth crediting even as we stay clear-eyed about what the statement does and doesn't actually confirm. Buried inside that same statement is the actual reason federal resources got pulled into this case at all. The FBI says its efforts have specifically focused on interstate threats received by individuals connected to this matter, and that this work is running in parallel with the family's own independent investigation, not merged into it. That's the clearest, most official confirmation yet of something we've touched on before. Federal involvement here isn't about Nolan's death directly. It's about protecting people connected to this story from threats serious enough to cross state lines and become a federal matter in their own right. The phrase interstate threats is doing a lot of work in that sense, and it's worth unpacking briefly. For a threat...
Hey, this is the politest, this is the most polite bromo actual compliment I ever got. Bro said, I get that I look like Jesus and Moses all the time, so I hear that a lot. But I read the compliment before I read the name. You know what I'm saying? I was getting ready to say like, oh, thank you. Then I saw that it said Kevin. It's just like, I don't know how to feel, right? But appreciate you, brother. I like wearing hoods on my stream. It make my headphones more comfortable, but appreciate it. CC said the funeral starts at 11. I believe it's already 10:04, 10:05. Now it's 10:15. It's on Central Time. It's Central Time, but you're right though, 45 minutes. So we got time to get caught up on some things. This murder was premeditated. FBI, do your job. I hear you talking, Joanne. Coming in with strong words. Everybody make sure y'all hit the like button. There's a lot of people in here. The likes should be close to matching. It's like 54 likes and 500 people. So the like button is no charge. You know what I mean? And if they charge you, please let me know. I'll go get that back for you. It's no problem.
There's a thing called counter sue. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dry begging for super chats and none of that. But the like button don't cost nothing. Just rock with me right quick. You know, we should run it up to at least 200, 300, 400 likes right quick because it just don't cost anything. Let's go.
to become a federal matter simply by virtue of crossing state lines, it typically means someone in one state sent something threatening to someone in another, a message, a call, a piece of mail, using channels that inherently cross jurisdictional boundaries, the internet chief among them. That's exactly the kind of thing the FBI is built to handle, regardless of how large or small the underlying case actually is. It doesn't require Nolan's death itself to be treated as a federal matter. It only requires that somebody, somewhere, used interstate channels to threaten somebody else connected to this story. Here's what's just as important. The FBI statement does not specify what those threats actually said or who specifically.
So who do y'all think the FBI is there to investigate interstate threats of? Who do you think got the threats, and who is the FBI investigating? Do you think that they're there investigating threats that were made against the Wansleys, against Nolan's parents, or do you think they're there investigating threats that were made against, you know, one of the boys and their families? It's interesting to see how, you know, the feds come in to protect people. And you know, one of the main people they're not trying to protect is the person that ended up being a victim, right? The person that turned up, you know, deceased. You know what I mean? Rest in power, Nolan. Yeah, rest in glory, Nolan. Yes, Lord. Y'all send all that love through, as much love as y'all want in the chat for Nolan Wells today. Diane said, Judge. They protecting the judge. Interesting. The island is considered to be federal land. Right. So the Fed should be investigating the case. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, Yvette. I'm just doing 2 + 2 with you. Diane said they have to be there to protect their own, which is the judge. It get wicked, y'all. The truth stranger than fiction. Let's go.
Receive them. TMZ, reporting on the same statement, noted plainly that it remains unclear exactly what kind of threats were made or who was on the receiving end. That gap matters because separate, unofficial reporting has circulated specific, graphic claims about threats sent to at least one family connected to this case, a family tied to one of the boys who was on that boat. Those specific details have not been confirmed through any official statement from the FBI, from Jackson County, or from anyone with actual authority to verify them. I want to be precise about that distinction here. We know officially that interstate threats occurred and that federal resources are addressing them. We do not have official confirmation of the specific content of those threats or exactly who received them. Both things are true, and it's important not to blur them together. There's a reason official statements tend to stay vague on exactly this kind of detail, even when the underlying facts are serious and real. Naming.
Let me see. Tanisha said, new to the channel. I appreciate how you're covering the story. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you appreciating the way we're covering the story. I'm trying my best. I've done a lot of speculating. I'm trying to, you know, draw some conclusions or bring some light to some things that don't make sense as best as I can. And even sometimes even bring humor, because this can tamper with all of our energy, especially us who are interconnected, if you know what I mean, right? So I try to even bring some humor. You know, sometimes we got to laugh to keep from crying and all that. So yeah, I've been trying to be balanced about everything and just keep his name alive, if nothing else, at the bare minimum. So I appreciate the gratitude. Tide, you going hard in the chat. Let's see. MTR said the truth will come out. Yeah, we here for it. We gonna be here every day tapping on the truth's door until we get an answer. For sure. I'm with you. Renee said one of the boys might be related to the judge. The judge is actually one of the boys' stepmother. I said it right. James said, sending my condolences to Nolan and his family. Sad day today. Absolutely. Keisha, we must demand Ben Crump release his autopsy. Never let Ben walk away without releasing it. Oh, he gonna release it for sure. But I definitely think they should wait until the state release theirs. The state has to release theirs. I think they should wait. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to release it to the public either. They could just present the autopsy to the grand jury and keep it funky, and then let it come out in court when them charges get filed. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't release it to the public until Mississippi released theirs. Because if you release yours to the public, then Mississippi can go back and doctor theirs and then paint a story around it. Nah, put yours out. Tell us what you did and didn't find, and then we're going to put out the whole thing. And we're going to let you know what really was going on. And then we can see the corruption right there. Then we can go ahead and elevate this up, get this up out of Mississippi and take it on to some Supreme Court areas. That's where it really need to go. It need to get up out of Mississippi and go Supreme Court. You hear me, chat? We gotta, this thing needs to be escalated. You understand me? Janelle said, I have no faith in the system. Enough is enough. Tired of cover-ups. Justice for Nolan. Yes, Lord. They're here to protect the families who are involved. R.I.P. Nolan Wells. Nasty, nasty. I'm a big fan of Nolan Wells. Listen, man. We found out about him in the wrong way. I wasn't even on to the young brother. He was glowing, though. He was glowing, man. Lisa said, any threats against one of those boat friends can flip sympathy towards and attention away. A playbook scheme. Yeah. Do something wrong, then play victim. Nasty work. Teresa said, God bless your family. God got you and family. They all will have to answer for this terrible crime. This is a black space. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen. It's bliggity black, brother. Hey, listen. I haven't stopped you from saying nothing yet. Some of your stuff that you saying I ain't gonna put on the screen, though. Just, for my monetization. But I hear you, though. House of Queens said, why are we unalive just because of our skin color? Father God, please heal the hatred in some people's hearts. Nah, man. Nah, hey, listen. House of Queens, I appreciate you being here, but listen, ma'am, I'm going to be real with you. There are natural-born enemies in nature. They are just natural-born enemies in nature. Some of this stuff is part of God's design. Lions and hyenas, they just into it. It is what it is. They into it like Crips, Bloods, BDs, and GDs. They into it. It's natural. Lions and hyenas are in the same habitat by nature, and they fighting for the same resources by nature, and they into it by nature. Sometimes you just got natural-born enemies. We just been losing a one-way war. That's what it is, though. But I appreciate your prayer, though. But praying it off of them people, that ain't really. We tried that. You know what I'm saying? We tried that. I ain't gonna hold you. Bullfrog. Let's see. What up? Diane said, I'm wondering if there is a temple around where his body has been. The Grand Master has to see the sacrifice in order to raise a person higher level. Yeah, I'm glad you tapped in. I'm gonna just read your comment. That way I ain't gotta bring it up so they don't know if I know or not. Let's see. Recipes Nolan Wells would be missed by your family, especially your mother. Yep. Non-blacks go somewhere. Why you sending people off my page, gang? Bella said exactly, classic codes. I would rather wait until Mississippi put theirs out first. Yeah, I think that's the smart play. I think Ben know what's happening. Keisha said BAN ain't never gonna release his autopsy. Oh, Ben ain't never gonna release his autopsy because it won't support his narrative. You think so? You think so? I'm praying for the family. May God continue to comfort them. Yes, Lord. Hey, y'all, the chat's getting heavy, so we're gonna go super chat guaranteed. That way, we can, and it ain't got no minimum or nothing. Y'all do $1.99 super chat guarantee. I'm still gonna read y'all chats, but I may not get to every last one of them. You understand what I'm saying? So if you got something you really absolutely want me to see, go and put something on it. Let's see. Ann said the state can change their information. If they hear Crump's autopsy, the state autopsy needs to come out first. Hold on, Crump. Yeah, I think Crump know that too. I think I got faith in being Crump. I know a lot of people had negative things to say about being Crump, but I don't get it. Like I seen people was like, oh, being just be about money. I don't know any attorneys that's not about their money. I think that's literally what it is. Like, you think they went to all that law school and passed the bar and did all that not to get no money? I think every single attorney is about their bread. I never heard, like, I don't get it. I don't understand the narrative, but maybe y'all know something I don't know. James said, they said she did a lot of cover up in the different cases. Yeah, I heard that too. Angie said, praying fervently for Nolan's family and genuine friends for comfort, for their heavy hearts and justice, and that justice will prevail so they can all grieve properly and Nolan can rest peacefully. Yeah. Hatred is a taught lesson. Kids don't hate unless their parents teach it to them and allow it to grow. Oh, for sure. For sure. Open or closed casket. We don't know yet. I've been trying to tap in on some different platforms to see if anybody got the information before I do. I know that the Griot is going to be streaming it live, but they pushed a live stream back to 11, which is when the funeral service starts. 11 o'clock Central Time, that is. So in about 34 minutes is when it's supposed to start. We'll be showing you flashes of it because we don't want no copyright issues. We'll show you flashes of it and we'll give our commentary. I know that Al Sharpton is supposed to be officiating, and I know that Ben Crump is supposed to be doing a call to justice. So these are things that we will weigh in on live. We here with y'all for a while. So y'all sit back, man. Keep us in the headphones. And then for those people who want to watch it straight through, that's perfectly fine. I'm not a content creator that hogs, eyeballs. If y'all want to go to the Griot and literally just watch the funeral just straight through without any commentary or discussion, that's perfectly fine. My community chat 333, we like to talk amongst each other and get some things situated. So the choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? But we're here. And Tez will be joining me soon too. This is the human experience. So my dog, the Tez down, is a part of this show. He'll be on screen soon enough. He's just getting some things situated. It's a high pressure day. You know what I'm saying? We both have been intensely covering this Nolan Xavier Wells situation. And if you don't know how to move and transmute your energy and things like that, stuff like this can get real heavy on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person who meditates. I do yoga. You know what I'm saying? I breathe. I do my breathing. And, so I just try to stay tapped in and not let it impact me too crazy, because the people need somebody to be right here doing this. So Flip, what up? 333-999. You know what it is. Let's see. Todd, that's dumb. You clearly saying anything. Why Crump never mentioned bruises on Nolan? Why would he though? Spiral, why would he mention that? Why would he let the other people know exactly what's going on? Why would he let them know what we know if they trying to do a cover up? You don't want to get them the lowdown so they could put a little story together about it. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to show your hand. So that's how I see it anyway. Joanne said Mississippi needs to release their autopsy. Ben Crump don't need to release Nolan's autopsy. We could wait on it. Yep. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, if we find out if this casket was closed or open, we might not need no autopsy to know what's really happening. Let me see if Don Lemon talking about something. Hold on, chat. I got Don somewhere here. Let me see. So, sorry I got quiet, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not. Hold on. What is he saying? So Don Lemon ain't talking nothing about but the process of getting in, people filing in, Rena. See, this the thing though. They got the phones off policy in there. They doing airport style security. So I'm trying to, sorry I got quiet, y'all. I was listening to something in my ear, but they're doing airport style security. They got the phones off policy, no recording, all of that stuff is being enforced up in there. So there's people that are there. There's plenty of people that are filing in, going in, been inside. But as long as they're inside, we won't have any reports from inside. You understand? Like, and then from what I'm hearing, there's a long line or a process to get in. So nobody's going in, getting the 411, and then gonna step out and risk not getting back in at all, or go through the whole process of getting back in. So all in all, essentially what it's looking like is we would have to wait until, the funeral starts to stream and then try to get some indication, or which will be in about 30 minutes from now, or we would have to wait until the funeral service is over, when all these media people who have been allowed access, mind you, come out and are able to turn their devices back on and start reporting to their platforms and their sources to get on, to give the 411. So we'll be here and we're gonna figure this thing out, because I tell you what, man, I truly hope that it's not what I've been feeling like it is. If y'all could see the foreshadowing I did in the thumbnail for today. If y'all didn't notice the foreshadowing I did in the thumbnail today, y'all could blow that up right there. You see in the upper left-hand corner, those are Emmett Till's parents. And in the right-hand corner is Nolan Wells' parents. And if you see, there's a crazy resemblance between Christine Wansley and Emmett Till's mother. And so, you know, I hope that it's not that type of situation, right? I hope that what I feel is completely inaccurate, and that it's a situation where, you know, it's an open casket, and, you know, he not looking like nothing, you know what I'm saying, mutilated or nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't want to see so many people's hearts get broken. Like me, I'm one that embraces reality. I believe in that no matter how harsh it is. You know, I just need to know what it is, right? But for a lot of other people, you know, a lot of folks like to have more hope in humanity and in society, and for like a more peaceful and you know, a more peaceful and a lower crime riddled future. A lot of people have hope for that and they want that, right? But I'm not delusional about whether or not it has come or not. It hasn't. And so if it's something that's real bad, I wouldn't be surprised. But man, I really hope it ain't though. You know, let me see. Y'all beefing in the chat. I'm gonna let y'all sort that out. But let's get into some more of the updates, y'all. We still got time.
Specific victims or repeating specific threatening language in an official public statement can itself cause additional harm, drawing more attention to the very people the investigation is trying to protect and potentially compromising whatever legal action might eventually follow against whoever sent those threats. That restraint, even if it leaves the public with less detail than they might want, is often a deliberate protective choice, not an attempt to minimize what actually happened. Here's the development that changes the shape of this case more than almost anything else this week. Katie, the young woman Nolan spoke with in his final confirmed minutes on that beach, has finally been heard from directly, not through a relative's Facebook post, but through an actual in-person meeting with Nolan's own mother. According to Christine, she and Katie sat down together, face to face. And Christine has said plainly that what Katie told her does not match the story she's been hearing from everyone else. This represents a real shift from where this case stood even a week ago. Up until now, everything attributed to Katie had arrived through intermediaries. First through a family friend relaying what she'd heard secondhand, then through Katie's own mother and sister posting on Facebook to correct rumors that had spiraled out of control. Each of those accounts was filtered, understandably, through someone else's memory of what Katie had said, rather than coming from a direct conversation with the one person who actually has firsthand knowledge of Nolan's final confirmed words. A face-to-face meeting between Katie and Christine changes that entirely. This is, as far as we know, the first time information about that conversation has traveled directly from the person who lived it to the person who needs to understand it most, without anyone else standing in between. This is worth walking through carefully, because the details matter, and because Katie's actual account is more specific and more limited than a lot of the public conversation around it has suggested. According to Christine, Katie has been consistent from the very beginning. She and Nolan met that day, spent time together, and eventually parted ways. Katie then got back on a boat with her own friends, separate from Nolan's group. She assumed, based on their conversation, that Nolan was heading back to rejoin his own friend's boat. Here's the detail that matters most. Katie never actually saw Nolan get on that boat. She assumed it, based on what he told her, but she did not personally witness him rejoining his friends. That distinction is genuinely important. It means Katie's account isn't a direct eyewitness contradiction of the friend's story, in the sense of her having seen one thing while they claim another. It's closer to this. Nolan told her his intention. Whether he actually followed through on that intention before whatever happened next is something nobody, not Katie, not the friends, not the family, can currently confirm firsthand. Both an assumption based on a genuine conversation and a claim that he chose to stay can technically be true at different moments if something changed between the conversation and whatever came after it.
I'm twisted, chat. Because now I'm starting to feel like everybody in on it. I'm starting to feel like everybody in on it, chat. And maybe it's because it's the day of the services and it's supposed to be a celebration day. Miss Wansley and Mr. Wansley told us to celebrate Nolan's life. He wouldn't want us to be all sad and all that, what she said. So we're going to try that, right? We're going to play music. We're going to do all that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try that. But look, I'm twisted, chat, because I'm starting to feel like everybody in on it. Because, all right, so Katie go sit down with Miss Wansley. Katie tell her and Nolan chit-chat. They spend some time together, and then they parted ways, right? But when they parted ways, he told her his intention, which was, I'm finna go get up with my boys, get on the boat, get up out of here. That's what he told her he gonna do. Now, she didn't physically watch him walk away, go link with the fellas, and get on the boat and pull off. She didn't watch him do that. He stated his intention. They parted ways. She turned and went her direction. He turned and went his direction. The boys is saying when it was time to go, he like, nah, I'm going to stay back with her, and y'all keep my phone and my car keys. That's what they saying. And that creates this gap here between him stating his intentions to go get on the boat and leave, and them saying he told us he wanted to stay back with Katie. That conflict of interest right there could be used to tie everybody in or get everybody off. And that's spooky, chat. That's spooky, chat. Somebody that went to law school finna have to earn their bread, chat. Somebody that went to law school finna have to earn their bread. I thought it was interesting that the judge wrote on her FB wall that she went to high school with Christine Wan. Yeah, I thought it was interesting too. Let's go.
I think it's worth sitting with why this nuance got flattened so quickly in a lot of public coverage of this case. A clean contradiction. One witness says this, another witness says that, makes for a much more compelling story than an account built around an honest assumption. But Katie's actual position, as relayed by Christine, is more measured than that. She's not claiming she watched Nolan walk away from her and board a boat. She's saying he told her a plan, and she had every reason to believe he'd follow through on it. That's a meaningfully different kind of testimony than a direct eyewitness account, and it deserves to be treated as such, rather than collapsed into the same category as a flat, contradictory claim. This also reframes, at least somewhat, what actually needs to be explained. If Katie's account is accurate, the real mystery isn't whether Nolan wanted to leave. It's what happened in the gap between him stating that intention and whatever came next, a gap that, as of right now, nobody has been able to account for. Separate from Shepard's account, and separate from the FBI's official statement, reporting has emerged describing an actual threat received by a family connected to this case, specific enough in its content that it would qualify as exactly the kind of interstate threat the FBI's statement references. I want to handle this carefully because of exactly the gap we just described. The FBI has confirmed threats occurred and that they're being addressed. It has not officially confirmed the specific content of any single threat or named who received it. Some reporting has attributed detailed, graphic threats to a specific family connected to one of the boys who was on that boat. Until that specific reporting is confirmed by an official source, I think the responsible thing to do is treat it as credible but unverified, real enough to take seriously, specific enough that it shouldn't be casually repeated as settled fact. What is beyond dispute is that.
Now, in this photo, he's not surrounded, chat. This is the first photo I seen where he not surrounded. Right? They don't got him surrounded. And as you can see in this photo, the other dude that we don't know, Traston, there he go right there, right here in the front, right here, with the sunglasses dangling. That's Traston right there. Now, he the best friend in the world that Mom Dukes don't know. So we don't know Traston. Over here at the Classic Codes, we already stood on that. We don't know Traston. 333 in the chat if you don't know Traston or Katie. We don't know them. But listen, they knew Nolan. And so we don't know how snaked out they was, because you claiming to be a best friend, but you ain't never met moms and you ain't met pops. You my best friend, but my peoples don't know you. Yeah, suspect. Hey, listen, we put him on a persons of interest list too, because he done jumped off the porch for no reason, talking about that was me on the video. That was me on the video. Why is you even talking, gang? Gang, why you gang? Didn't nobody ask you nothing? You talking about you was beefing with your girl and all that. We ain't hear no girls in that video. We didn't hear no girls in that video. We heard the dude in the audio saying the dude Traston talking about he was trying to get his phone from his girlfriend. 333 in the chat if y'all ain't hear no girls in that audio. I ain't hear no girls. I heard a dude saying, dude, give me my effing phone. Now, if you talk to your girl like that, what your girl look like, Traston? Classic. You see what I'm saying? So So already off rip, we don't know Tristan. We don't know him. We don't trust him. You feel me? And he done jumped off the porch playing for the ops. So Tristan can get gone. But I just noticed this the first picture I seen where he wasn't surrounded, chat. That's kind of crazy. What y'all talking about in the chat, man? Black said 3-3. Yeah, y'all dumping them threes in the chat. Yeah, we don't know them. We don't know them. Yeah, we at all. You understand me? Who is that? Yeah. James said, but the story is fishy on his friend's part, talking about hold my keys in my phone. Yeah, like how he didn't want his, like, even if y'all had his phone, there's no way he didn't want his phone. So you definitely kept his phone from him. That's a problem, right? I don't think so. I think Nolan had his phone on him when whatever happened to him. And whoever made whatever happened to him took his phone off of him. That's my theory, but it's just a theory. All alleged. Let me see. Don Lemon has someone down there for the day. Yes, a lot of people with somebody down there, but everybody that's on the inside, they got their phones off, no recording, no nothing. So they got to wait till they come outside to be able to report back and give us updates. So we really dry right now for another about 15 minutes until the service start. Tim says, so the FBI is there because they implying FBA might have threatened the families of the suspects. Right, but they're not calling them suspects, right? They said no foul play so far. I thought this was the live stream. The funeral will be on in 15 minutes, and we will be showing parts of it, but we'll be giving our analysis. If you want to watch the funeral straight through, it will be streamed straight through in its entirety on the Grio. That is the GRIO. Shout out to the Grio. But we will be showing bits and pieces of their footage, and we'll be doing our analysis. So it's up to you where you want to be at. We here, though. We here. Tanisha said 333. Miss Chi-Town said conflicting stories, reasonable doubt. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I'm starting to feel like everybody in on it. Hector said facts. Yup. Tanisha said exactly. Somebody gave him a couple dollars for the week tea. Yeah. Yep. Playing for the ops. Yeah, he playing for the ops for sure. We all are in sorrow. Nolan was exceptional, along with his diverse group of friends who were not prejudiced by skin tone or social status. Please do not destroy his legacy. Now, I'm not destroying anything. If you go watch my channel, I've been showing Nolan nothing but love and speculating on exactly what happened. And you doing the same thing because, Cheryl, with all due respect, you wasn't there either, or the case would be solved, right? Because I'm sure you would tell. So you don't know either. And I mean that so respectfully. So don't tell me I'm assuming something. You just made an assumption too because you wasn't there. So yeah, we all speculating. I'm not destroying his legacy though. We ain't did nothing but be positive about Nolan Xavier Wells. Roxy said 333. That's wild. I don't know who my child's best friend is. No, they tripping. Right, exactly. I would think that Mississippi would have changed. Why? Most of the horrific things that we know Mississippi for happened less than 100 years ago, chat. We talking about the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. Like, this stuff isn't ancient. This stuff happened when your parents was kids. Like, this stuff ain't old. Emmett Till ain't old. Yeah, Keisha said, yep, everybody in on it. That's what it's starting to feel like. Let's go.
Yes. Whoever is sending threats to anyone connected to this case, regardless of what they believe happened to Nolan, is committing a serious crime. Grief, suspicion, and public pressure do not grant anyone permission to threaten a teenager, a parent, a judge, or anyone else. That much is true, regardless of exactly whose name attaches to which specific threat. It's worth thinking, too, about the broader effect this kind of thing has on a case like this one. Every witness in this story, every friend, every family member, every young woman who happened to spend a few minutes talking to Nolan on a beach is watching this unfold in real time. If coming forward, or simply being named publicly, carries the risk of threats serious enough to draw federal attention, that's a real chilling effect on anyone who might otherwise be willing to speak up with information that could actually help. Protecting people from that kind of retaliation isn't just a matter of basic decency. It's directly connected to whether this investigation can actually get the full cooperation it needs. I keep returning to this distinction throughout this case, and I want to explain why it matters so much here specifically. This story involves real people, teenagers among them, whose names and reputations are being shaped by every single detail that gets repeated publicly, confirmed or not. The FBI's own statement is deliberately careful and vague about specifics, likely for exactly this reason, to address a genuine problem, interstate threats, without turning its own statement into a vehicle for further identifying or exposing anyone connected to this case.
We're about 14 minutes out from the funeral starting, and we'll be popping in and out with coverage. Tez, I hope you get backstage soon, brother. The chat waiting on you. You know they love you just as much as me, bro. But the Tez down will be joining us shortly with his commentary. But yeah, I sometimes I be, I'm a person that's big on trying my best to look at things from multiple different angles and perspectives. And at least if I can't find different ways to look at something, hearing people out who see things differently. But for the life of me, though, I have such a difficult time understanding all of these people who have so much hope for like this. I don't want to say utopia, because I don't think people think we'll live in like complete peace and harmony, like Pleasantville or nothing like that. I don't think people expect that. But I do think people sometimes have like this hope or this desire in their brain to where like the history of this country somehow has cleansed itself, and we as a mass in majority have like gotten over or forgiven. I can't even say forgiven one another because it's like so one-sided, but like this idea that we are like so past the actual foundational principles of what this country was founded on. Like people who think that we're just beyond it, and like, I can't believe stuff like this is still happening. It confuses me. I try to make sense of it by blaming the public school system, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? Because they teach history very poorly, right? It's inaccurate, it's vague, it's slanted. All types of things is wrong with it, in my opinion. So I try to blame it on that. But then it's like, no, because once you're a grown adult, like, first off, you don't have to stop learning. Secondly, library cards been free the whole time. And third, it's like, you never stop for a second and be like, what they told us don't make complete sense. I want to like look into like the actual real deep rooted truths of like what has gone on here. It just baffles me a little bit, y'all. Like when people still be like surprised that stuff like this is occurring in freaking, boom, 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 poo country towns and shit. Like, no disrespect to Mississippi, but kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I got family in Mississippi and they cool, but it's like, bruh, I don't know how we still shocked. And I think that if we were just less naive and less forgiving, less gracious, less merciful, I think it would make us sharper, more aware, more cautious, appropriately so, though. But for some reason, we just want to like, I don't know, be optimistic about kicking it and trying to be friends with and procreate with and kumbaya with real life savages, like historically known savages. It's interesting to me, y'all. I just had to get that off my chest. Let's go.
That restraint is worth matching in how we cover this too. There's a broader principle at work here,
April?
One worth naming directly. In cases that generate this much public attention, the temptation to fill every gap with the most specific, most dramatic version of events available is constant. A vague official statement about threats becomes, in less careful hands, a detailed account naming a specific victim and quoting specific violent language, whether or not that account has actually been verified. That kind of embellishment doesn't just risk being wrong, it risks compounding the exact harm the original threats were meant to cause by keeping a family's name and their fear circulating.
McKinnon said this country isn't past shit. At most, they found it to be more profitable to appear progressive, but even that is done half-heartedly, and the truth is still surface level. McKinnon, man, you cooking, brother. You cooking, brother.
Classic.
Absolutely cooking. McKinnon, you showed up late, but you came off the bench shooting like prime J.R. Smith. He said all of this shit is still here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the fact that they stopped teaching us our history is so they can keep working us over. Keisha said the key to this entire case is the Ben Crump autopsy. I agree. But I think it's more than that, though, Keisha. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that the Ben Crump call center has been booming. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the call center been booming. I think they got way more information than just the autopsy. I'm telling you, the people that have been talking loud, they working with the ops. The people that have been talking quiet, they've been calling that Ben Crump line. And when they present that evidence to the grand jury, I think it's going to be absolutely overwhelming. Absolutely overwhelming. I ain't going to lie to you. This is just my prediction, though. All speculation for sure. Make sure y'all hit the like button. We only got 191 likes, but it's over 1,000 people in here. The like button is absolutely no charge. I'm not in here dry begging for super chats, and I'm reading damn near, as many comments as I can. All I ask for is the free stuff, the like, the subscribe, and the share. All the stuff that costs absolutely nothing. Turn the likes up. It's 888 people, 888. No surprise with me, numerology heavy, but it's 888 people in the horizontal version of this live stream right now. We should try to get to at least 600 likes, and I'm just giving grace for people that's on the road driving and they aren't hands free right now. But for everybody that can tap their screen, please do so. I appreciate y'all. Jazz, what's going on, Jazz? Oh yeah, my people in the building. Hey. For the people that's new here, in case y'all ain't know,
this Chicago, nigga.
Classic. Yeah, I think y'all can tell from the accent though. Yeah. So once the information come out, it's gonna make the town go crazy because lies were told big time. Listen, the truth might already be out inside that church. We can't talk to nobody that's in the church right now. That's really the key. Because if the visitation from 9 to 11 was completely open casket or something like that, and something happened to have, and I'm not wishing this, I really wish the opposite. But if he's dismembered or mutilated or whatever, and it's an open casket situation, parallel to Emmett Till or something like that, we're not gonna find out until people who went in start coming out. You know what I mean? So, and the way they talking about the security being set up and all of that and private section for the friends and family, I think it's a very controlled environment right now. So everything that we're supposed to hear, I think it'll flood in at one time. And that'll probably be a couple hours from now because the service begins in 7 minutes. So, but yes, we may find out a whole bunch of information today, but it remains to be seen. But if we don't, the autopsy definitely is next. So I'm with you for sure. Hector said, what's up? What's going on? McKinnon said, I can't stand the excuses of we don't have enough people to respond to all these inquiries. But if I had been a white kid killed, or if it had been a white kid killed by black kids, they would have pooled resources. I agree. Jazz put the fire emoji. Yes, Lord. Swagger said, right. Yes, Lord. Let me see. Omari, what up, Big O? He said, yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be a bigger case than just Nolan. Yeah, man, I hope I'm wrong though. I hope you wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope they ain't do nothing crazy to my mans, man. I really do. But man, listen, whatever is already done, it's already done, and we just gotta see. Lisa said, my first time here and just subscribe. I appreciate you, Lisa. Stick around. We have a lot of fun on this channel as well. This is a very serious thing, but we do have a lot of fun on this channel. A lot of fun, a lot of great conversation. McKenna said, hell, even everyday white citizens would have volunteered to help the police answer calls had the kid been white. Complete bullshit that they have done, that they don't have resources. Yeah. McKenna, I mean, shit, like you said, you know what it is. Renee said, will you be going live too? Yeah, I'm not. So I'll be showing moments of the live stream of the actual service, but I have to go in and out for copyright. So I got to give y'all my analysis. And in the meantime, in between time, that gives me an opportunity to read y'all comments as well. And we can all have a discussion here. So this is going to be more interactive than you just watching it on Grio. But if you just want to watch it flat out, you can go to the Grio, GRIO, and they are streaming it straight through. So shout out to the Grio. But again, I can't just flat out play it straight through. It's just fair use rights and things like that. And I try to be as respectful as I can to all the other content creators. Deborah said Nolan Wells, 27. What made you put that? Deborah, what made you put 27 right there? That's interesting. I'll put some $1,000 dressing on. What you talking about, gang? Hey, somebody, give Jay a little time out, man. Tweaking. Let me see. Nobody saw him drown. So how can you say that the last saw him Oh no, big BS. Yeah, we already know it don't make no sense. I'm with you. Renee said, awesome. Bella said, McKinnon cooking. Absolutely. We do, Lisa. I'm going to give Classic hell on another topic, but today we are purely aligned, but he'll catch smoke later. Oh, you already know. It's tug of war with us. Push, pull. Crystal said, I feel like this situation was a 250-year celebration. For them, it was planned out. The red necklace meant blood. They not slick. They killed that young man. Everything alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment. I hear you, though. I'm just reading y'all comments. I just want to see how everybody feel, man. I just want to see how everybody feel. Tez, where you at, my boy? The people waiting on you. Dean said, Tez probably trying to get his spirit together. I ain't mad at you. Hey, Tez, take your time, gang. Because listen, y'all, for y'all that don't know, y'all will see in a minute. My homie Tez, he has his own show as well, the Tez Down. He has his own channel. But we have a show together that we collab on called The Human Experience. That's what this is today. I'm just holding things down solo until he get here. But Tez is our local, he's our local resident crash out. I've been trying to be cool about everything, but Tez, he's not the same.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out. He go crash out.
Yeah, so he probably getting his spirit together. It's a lot. It's a lot. God says, vengeance is mine. I will repay. We gonna see. Isn't Nolan's birthday next month? He was 18/9. Was it now or never? Jazz said exactly. It's deeper than what they want us to believe. All the truth definitely stranger than fiction. We'll be taking call-ins later on too. We're gonna let this, you know, we're gonna get into things a little bit, and then we'll be taking call-ins later on as well. So yeah, chat. For those of y'all that's here for the long ride, I know a lot of people at work right now too probably got me on the headphones or whatever the case may be, but we will be taking some call-ins too. So I think Keisha just fired up her live too. But I don't think she boots on the ground either. So she probably getting her resources from somewhere as well. Let me see. Hector said, don't never let this go until we get justice. Now I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm here. I'm here. I told y'all I'm here. It's a duty at this point, right? So we're gonna stay tapped in. We're gonna stay tapped in and see what's going on. Let me see. For sure. I got you, Tez. I see the message. You good. Another time, calm down, Skippy. Who? With the F, you ain't gonna be. Hey, I'm telling you right now, chill when Tez get on screen with all that calm down. I'm telling you right now, you know, bro, don't be playing. The FBI has proven in recent years to descent only to Trump's connected rich folks. Interesting. Prayers to the Wells family. Yep. I'm just scrolling the chat. I can't get to them all. Oh yeah, here go. Okay, Red Scholar, what up? 333. April, what up? She said they do have more. Who? Oh yeah, I think yeah. You talking about more information? Yeah, Ben Crump and them got some info. They got some info. Nolan's mom and dad know a lot more than they're able to tell us right now. Hence the fact. I don't know if any of y'all noticed. Tell me in the chat right now. I know it's a little bit of delay from what y'all hearing me say, and you know when y'all hearing it, it's like a 30-second delay or a little bit less. But tell me, G. Have y'all noticed that Elmer stopped talking? Elmer stopped talking. The last time I heard Elmer Wansley speak, Nolan's father, the last time I heard him speak was at the press conference when they had just got Nolan's body sent out because there was a little bit of delay because of weather, right? And they had just got his body sent out to Washington for the autopsy. That's the last time I heard him talk, was when we know they didn't have any autopsy results. Since then, every time they've popped back up, he has just been sitting there. Bro ain't said a word. I've been following this thing close. I'm talking about close. I feel like me and Nolan first cousins. I ain't gonna lie to you about it. But he has gone mute. You understand? I don't know if anybody else noticed that or not. Elmer been stopped talking. Yeah. Like, did anybody else peep game? Or was y'all not? Yeah, Hector said he know what time it is. He ready for war. Hey, bro got quiet. Yeah, Bella said, I noticed that too, Classic. I'm talking about nothing. I ain't heard Elmer say a word in like 2 weeks Like a week, not 2 weeks, because it's only been like, but like a solid like 8 days, 9 days. Elmer through talking. I ain't seen nothing about him saying nothing on socials. I ain't heard him say nothing in none of these meetings, press conferences, nothing. He just be sitting behind his wife, low key, kind of like looking at the floor. You feel me? And I don't know I don't have any idea what that range of emotions is. I don't even know what's going. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a lot running through his head. Do I crash? Do I get? You know what I'm saying? Man, I can't even. I can't even fathom. McKenna said, anyone saying stupid shit, you should know that I will pay for your own plane ticket to fight either Classic, Tez, or me. If you want to keep acting like a complete ass, you need hands to speak crazy. McKenna, you ain't lying. Hey, you know we throw 16s around here. Yeah, in case y'all ain't know, chat, all of us, half of the chat box. Yeah. Tez box, I box, McKinnon box. Hey, everybody new in here like, wait, what? Yeah. McKinnon ain't lying. He on that today. I see you tapped in emotionally to the situation too, McKinnon. I'm gonna let you get your shit off, bro. Talk. Hey, speak your piece. Roxy said, everyone, please make sure you address who you talking to. Yeah, in the chat. Yeah, if y'all talking to somebody specific, make sure you at them so that I know it's not towards me. Because my mods are very sensitive. I can handle it, but my moderators, not so much. Let me see. Swagger said, yeah. So y'all did notice. Miss Chi-Town said, working, but here for the long haul, waiting on Tez. He definitely doesn't play. Yeah, he's here. He handling some business right now. He just sent me a message in the back chat. He here for sure. Keisha said, yeah, the parents are waiting on the Ben Crump autopsy. I think they have it already. That's what I'm saying. Soft Rain said, y'all hit the like button. Yes, Lord, please do. Let me see where we at on likes. So we got 305 likes and 1,000 people. That's no bueno. Likes are free. Love is free. For Nolan. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's free. Just hit the button. It's free. Push the button. Yeah, Michelle said a quiet black man is a serious thing. Yeah, my man went silent. Yes, ready for war. Yeah. When you have smarts, you don't want to talk being stronger for his wife. I think he is not talking because it's just too heavy on him. Even the mother said she have to be there for her husband and for the other children. I mean, they got to be there for each other. In a time like this, they both lost a son. But you got to understand, for a father though, it got to feel different, because it's like, I ain't, something hitting him like I ain't protect my boy. You know what I'm saying? Or I couldn't protect. There was nothing. I wasn't. You know what I mean? It got to feel different. The range, like I said, the range of emotions that he's circulating through or feeling all at once, kind of, it got to be crazy. It got to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just feeling like you feeling helpless. Like I couldn't do nothing. Yeah, it's got to, you know what I mean? So we praying for the family for sure. We sending positive frequencies their way. And it ain't, that's something you just, for them, that's something you just live with for the rest of forever. You know what I mean? They say time heals all wounds. I disagree. I think time heals small wounds. Time heals some wounds, but some stuff you just, some of them cuts, they just leave a big ass scar, gang. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? And we just got to rock out. But man, let me see. Let's see. He said he's scarred. Yep. Brenda said, my condolences. He ready. Be cool with everyone. F with no one. That might be that thing. Renee said prayers for Nolan family, friends of the family, and all the victims who died so tragically. Losing loved ones is painful. I've been there. Yeah. Hey, Jane, what up? Miss Chi-Town said grief does that classic that range from sad, mad, or much more. Yeah. Rage, all type of stuff. He's a father ready for war. Yeah, hey, listen, my man went silent. Completely silent. Yeah, daughter, she put the gloves on. Yeah. We don't be playing. Hey, we don't be playing. We don't be playing. Elmer is locking down his natural instinct. Hey, listen. You got to tame that monster, because even right now, even if he did want to, and this all, all just a conversation, but even if he did want to play like that, he would have to wait. You know what I'm saying? Feds running around, putting a veil of protection on people and all type of stuff. He wouldn't be able to bust no move right now. No way. So, I mean, he's got to, you know what I mean? He got to tame the dragon. Too Tight, what up? He said, hey, Classic, Elmer is on deck with the Black Panthers. Watch him. Hey, listen. They said Mississippi got some serious black folks out there that's ready to get it back for Rosewood. I mean, get it back for the Mississippi burning. So we'll see if they do some sliding. I ain't inciting nothing, though. That's not my MO. Timothy Taylor said Al Sharpton only there to use this tragedy to get black people motivated to vote heavy for the Democrat Party in November. I guarantee his eulogy become political. We're going to see in a second. It's 11:06. Let me see if the griot got shit rocking yet. Let's see, y'all. I'm about to tap in right now and see where we at. Let's see if the griot live stream started. The griot. I said the griot. My fault, y'all. That's Chicago. Where we at? It says video not available. Hold on. Do I got to subscribe to see it, or what's the situation? I don't see a live stream no more, chat, from the griot. Let me go to Lakeisha Keisha page and see what she got. Somebody got something, chat. We're going to get tapped in one way or the other. So Lakeisha somehow has it. Let me go to the griot's website. They're supposed to have it on their website too. So let me see what's up. We're going to get it situated, chat. Don't even trip. Un momento. I don't see it. Hold on, chat. Let's see what we got. Nolan Wells. We might have to go through Lakeisha Keisha. Yeah. We might have to go through Lakeisha Keisha, chat. However we got to get it, we going to get it. But I'm going to check the griot one more time, though, because they definitely stated that they would be live streaming the entire service. They had a stream scheduled, and that joint just went away. It says unavailable. So let's go to Lakeisha Keisha. I don't know where she getting it from, but it looked like she got it. So I'm gonna just keep her up on the screen on mute on my end, and when I see something come through, I'm gonna tap y'all in. But right now, it doesn't look like the feed has begun yet for the services. Lakeisha just talking, just like me. She just talking. Shout out to Lakeisha Keisha, man. Lionel, what up? Big Sco said, if you're not here to pay respect to Nolan and his family, get the F out the chat. Oh, God. I hear that. We got some money in the chat. Money. Let's see. Amanda said she sent 440 gems. Unk alert. Who's Unk? You talk me? I'm an Unk, folk. That's correct. I got a nephew. You right. Shit, I'm somebody uncle for sure. Shout out Big Cam. I'm going to state for that track and field. And then we going D1 with it. Got it. Thank you for the text message. South Rain in the backdrop doing the work. She said we got it. It's on the Black Star Network. I'm gonna give out the information. You know, I ain't gatekeeping nothing. It's on the Black Star Network. So we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it and run it. Let's get it. Let me see. Do I need a subscription or something for this? Why is it not on the home page? I don't see it though. She said Black Star Network. Yeah, I'm on their website. I don't see the funeral streaming. Am I tripping? I got to get an app or something? We just going to use Lakeisha Keisha. I ain't going to hold you. We just going to do it like that. I just subscribed to your channel, champ. I appreciate you for doing this live. Keep doing your thing, champ. Justice for Nolan Wells. I pray Wells family and Nolan get justice. Yes, Lord. We here for it. We here for it. He said, I think they have the autopsy results too. But they stated it. They stated it. They said they're not releasing their autopsy till shortly after the funeral service. So I don't know if that means the day of or a few days after or whatever the case may be. But they did state that they wouldn't be releasing their independent autopsy results until after the funeral. So at the earliest, it would be later today, no matter what. But they do have the results though. Justice for Nolan. There's a crime being hidden. Hector said, yeah, I see that. Let's see. He feels he lost a part of him. Yeah, he's struggling. The Griot took down the stream. Yeah, from what I see, unless they're going to start it back up. But yeah, it was up there. Now it's gone and say unavailable. Let's see. He didn't see that coming with his son. Nah, I think he got the information about, you know what I'm saying, whether or not, I think he got confirmation about whether or not foul play was involved. That'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. You're right about praying for the family. Yes, Lord, we got to. Appreciate the gems. This father just taking it easy. You don't know what's going on in his mind. Losing his son, not easy. Oh, trust me, I know. On why would the two ladies get on the internet and lie about information that being held back or risking their job by putting out that didn't know mom had pictures gave to her that day she took? Will we be able to assist the funeral live? Yeah, it hasn't begun. The stream of it hasn't begun yet. Let me see something. All right, here we go. I got y'all. Let's get it. It looked like the service starting. So Keisha got it. So we're going to go in and out of hers. Again, we're going to guard from copyright. So we're going to have to go in and out. But I will play the audio regardless. But I'm going to go in and out of the picture. All right, chat? So we're going to finesse it and we're going to get this service rolling. It just started. So I don't even know who this brother is up here. But maybe one of y'all do. Let me take this joint off mute. My fault, chat. I'm just trying to make sure y'all well taken care of. Oh, yeah, we're not doing no copywritten music, chat. We can't do that. So we're going to hold off on the copywritten music. Yeah, I don't know if that's copywritten. And then let me pull this down because I don't want no smoke with Keisha. But when the audio, when I see this brother hold the microphone to his mouth to start speaking, I'll turn the audio back on and we'll listen to the demonstration. All right, so this is the Nolan Wells. Let me change my banner too, because we no longer discussing the updates. We're doing the celebration of life now. We are officially inside of the Nolan Wells funeral. You will get primarily audio here and some video, as well as some pause play analysis also. So we're going to have a full interactive discussion. Because there are so many people here, we're going to go super chats guaranteed, but I will be reading comments as I can. Make sure you hit the like button. We have about a third of the people here who have participated and hitting that free like button. So make sure you hit the like button if nothing else. And if you really want to show some love, go ahead and subscribe so you can come back and be a part of the show, even when things are less heavy. You understand me? Let's see. Don Lemon is broadcasting the service. Okay. Here we go. They still playing music, chat, but here we go. Yeah, I can't keep the music on, but I'm going to just show y'all the picture. And again, I'm going to go in and out. So don't get annoyed with me. Again, YouTube rights and laws. I don't know how they're able or what agreement they have to be able to just run it on their channel. But I don't have no finesse or no agreements with nobody, so we going to play it safe. Yeah, they still playing music, though. Oh shit, Lakeisha Keisha muted hers too. Look, everybody looking out for themselves. Lakeisha Keisha muted hers too, chat. Yeah, we can't. Hey, look, YouTube got rules, y'all. We try to get y'all the service, but look, I ain't mad at you, Lakeisha. I swear I ain't mad at you. Yep. Yeah, Don. Oh, okay. Okay, we got talking. Let's go.
The family. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. For the Lord is in his holy temple. May all the earth keep silent before him. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed is thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into no temptation.
Listen, y'all know the prayer, but since they doing all that music in the background, I ain't gonna you know what I'm saying? They doing all that music in the background, so we not finna you know what I'm saying? We not finna play the game. Don Lemon is streaming it too. Yeah, see the thing about it though, like sometimes when you share people's stream while they live, they be a little bit funny about that. I ain't trying to take away from nobody, so I don't know where the actual service is. I know she said Black Star Network, but I went to Black Star Network and it's not apparently available. It's not like something that's on the home screen. You would think it'd be like right on the home page, like watch the service live, but nah. Nope. Let me see, chat.
If you have your cell phone, please cut it off.
All right, here we go.
Phone today, please cut your cell phones off.
Can y'all hear that okay, chat?
Let's show this family.
It's not the loudest, but it's turned all the way up, so.
Is everybody all right this morning? Did everybody understand that?
Are you guys saying you can't hear?
Yeah, it's low.
If you can't hear or if it's too low, you have to turn your volume up.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Amen. At this time, we will have our Old Testament reading, the 23rd Psalm. Following that, we will have the New Testament reading, none other than the executive pastor of this church, Pastor Drew. Our host has been so gracious with us today. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley and the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod, thy staff, they comfort me. Thou comfort me in the presence of my enemies. My cup surely runneth over, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. At this time, we will hear from Pastor Drew, who will come and share with us our Old Testament. Let's give him a hand as he comes.
Thank you, Reverend. On behalf of our senior pastor, Pastor Ted Pagel, and our entire staff, we want to welcome you to Center Point Church today. To the family, we've been praying for you. We continually pray for you. We're going to cover you in prayer. Our prayers that the Holy Spirit would comfort you and be with you. I'm going to read out of Colossians chapter 4. Colossians chapter 4, verse 2 says this: continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. Amen.
Mic check, Tez. Mic check. My fault. I was on
What's
mute.
happening? Good afternoon, Mr. Classic and the Classic Codes and the Tez down. How are you guys doing this afternoon?
I just found the funeral, G. We good. I found it. We're gonna be able to stream it solid.
I saw. Yeah, put it on there.
No, I just found it straight out. Like I'm not having to use Lakeisha page or nothing. I found it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we Gucci. Here we go. We good, Chad. I got it.
Yeah, that was unexpected today.
Yeah, so we could just play the service straight through. Let's get it. Can y'all hear?
Like I said, please come at this time.
That's as loud as it get, chat. Y'all gonna have to turn y'all volume up. Here we go. Yes, Lord. If they play any music that's seen copywritten, I will be muting temporarily, but we here. We got the service rolling, y'all. Thank you, God. I found it, yo. Yo, I was having a hard time, Tez. I'm like, where they got it at, bro? Where everybody else getting it
like
from?
It's got to be here somewhere.
It's news, though, so we good. We don't have to worry about copyrights. We good.
Jesus is mine. He's been my fourth man in the fire, time after
Do your thing, Sco.
Born of his spirit.
Yeah, so just for the sake of not risking it with the music, Tez, we're gonna talk through this song respectfully. But yeah, man, the chat been wanting to hear from you. You're here now. Everybody dump the ones in the chat for Tez. You know, it's 333 with me. It's 111 with Tez. It's a lot of new faces in here. And make sure you subscribe if you're over there watching from the Tez down as well. Definitely subscribe to bro and hit that like button heavy. But where you at with it, Tez, man? Like, where your spirits at today? You know?
I mean, for me, so this is for me. It's a little bit rough, only because I don't go to funerals. You know, you know, my background and everything about my family is that people do go to funerals. I'm just not one of them. You know, me and my uncle and some of the rest of us believe that it's not what we should do. So this is a little bit rough for me, but at the same time, I understand paying your respects when it's time to pay your respects. We've been talking about this guy for over a week and a half, and to not also, pay our own respects would be a disservice. We're not trying to use somebody's misfortune for our own gain. I think it's in the best interest for us and everybody else to pay our respects and either move on or continue to try to investigate so justice is served in this country especially. And a lot of times you may not get justice in the court system, in the justice system, which is crazy that it's named that, you not being able to get justice in it. But what I will say is the court of public opinion, in my opinion, tends to be a lot more important on just about all matters, because the public are the ones that make the real decisions. When someone gets arrested, for example, and they get convicted of something, whether it's, positive or negative, whatever, the court of public opinion usually rules on them when they're free. In this case, the freedom that we're speaking of might never happen in the Nolan Wells case. No amount of justification, no amount of justice is going to bring Nolan back. It's not. And that's what the service is for today, is to honor, remember, and have a home going for him. Celebrate his short life, the things that he accomplished, and the people that he touched in the way that made people care about him. For some people, it brings grief. For people like me, it allows us to be able to move forward with clarity, but also knowing that people got honored, people got respected, and for lack of better words right now, no pun intended, but flowers being given.
Oh shoot, I'm on mute. Well stated, brother.
Thank you.
Well stated. Yeah, we're gonna get into a lot of different discussion, I'm sure, throughout the course of this. I know a lot of people are here just to enjoy this or enjoy the celebration of life, and we are too. We'll all enjoy it together. But we are going to talk, and hopefully I did a good job of updating the people, you know, while we were waiting on you to handle your business and also waiting on the funeral to start at the same time. Hopefully everybody got good updates out of it. The chat is very talkative today. Everybody's weighing in and has plenty to say, so it's good to see that people still feel, bro. You know, unfortunately, times like this show it the most, but it is good to see that people still feel. He's singing his heart out, boy. Let me play a little.
Sounded like he was going to.
He.
And he answered, I sought the Lord. He heard and he answered, I sought the Lord. He heard and he answered. That's why I'll trust him. That blessed assurance, Jesus is mine.
No problem, Monty. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, bro. Let me see. Tanya said, Philly here, rest in peace. Nolan, so sad. Latimer said, praying for the family from Durham, North Carolina. Love y'all for sure, for sure. Shout out to Durham. What y'all doing out there in Durham? Y'all being safe out there? Yeah. I've been here in the back. Oh, okay. I just saw your message, Tez. My bad, gang.
You good?
Peggy Lopez said, for those who think racism doesn't exist, maybe you need to take the blinders off. Hey, it's a real conversation. Deem said this needs to be shown everywhere today. They're not getting away with this one.
Yeah, Dean, this is one of the main reasons why we are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was about visibility, I had 45, 50 people in here, and I wasn't even on screen. I was taking care of some business. But this is up, and it has to be up, and it's going to remain up, because the same attention that they gave to the Till family over what happened to him is the same attention that we need to give to the Wells family as a community, regardless of whether people want to believe that we're a unified community or not. There are some of us that are going to stand up for what's right. So I don't care how uncomfortable it is. How uncomfortable is you think it is for a family who has to bury their 18-year-old son who never even got to have a legal drink with his father?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the goose steppers are coming through our chats and saying the type of disgusting things they're out about an 18-year-old boy who had never committed any crimes that we know of lets you know that it does not matter if you were the worst person or the best person. I've had 15 people in the last week bring up George Floyd.
Yeah. Oh, they talking. Let me see.
Yeah, man.
Facts, let's ride. What do you say? Facts, let's ride on this, because we have to stick up for us as a whole. No, you ain't lying though.
We got a speech coming.
Yep. Here go Al Sharpton, y'all. Let's get it.
Dear God, we come this morning as humble as we know how.
So low.
We come to celebrate the life of this young man, Nolan Xavier Wells. We come with a painful acknowledgement of you allowed him to return home at a young age. We can't question what you do, but we can ask for the strength and power to be given us to go through this and understand the meaning of this and to seek what is required of this at this hour. Look on his family, his mother, his father, his siblings, and all of his blood relatives that long after the cameras are gone, long after the crowds stop coming by, they will bear the burden of an empty chair in the house. They will bear the burden of memories that will not ever leave them, and give them the strength to find some meaning, and give them the memory of the joys that he brought them, and wipe away their tears from their eyes.
What up, OG?
So that they can see and be what he would want them to be at this hour. We don't have words or anything we could give, but you have the strength and the power to hold them up. And we ask for that strength today. And look down here in Mississippi today, and let us pursue justice. Whatever the situations are that led to this, let every stone be rolled back, and every veil be torn asunder, and let truth pop out of the ground like a flower, and let justice flow down like a water, and mercy like a mighty stream. These blessings we ask in your name. Amen. Let me first give honor to the pastor who has been so wonderful in allowing us to be here today. Senior Pastor Pagel and Executive Pastor Brown. Reverend R.D. Holmes, who heads National Action Network in Tallahassee, came all the way from Tallahassee, Florida, and to some of those, there you are, I'm looking for you, you did the description. Some of those that came to just give strength to the family. We're honored, flew all the way from New York with me this morning. Spike Lee is with us. And the one and only T.O., Terrell Owens, wanted to be here with the family. In fact, if you look to your right, everybody look to your right, shake hands with that person, because you are Elmer and Christian's special guest. Everybody, shake hands with the person to your right. So you can't say you were not special from the family. Everybody here. Before I start the eulogy, I want us to hear from the mother and father of Nolan, because they are the ones that bear the burden, the pain, and the will to go forward to make his name stand for what it should stand for. And I want us to hear their words. Many of us have different emotions, but no one's emotion should override the emotions of the mother and father. We are here to stand with them. This is their child. And you can't be more angry or hurt or burdened than them. So don't outrun them. Let us stand and uphold them at this hour of grief. Let me ask them to come and give a few words. The mother and father, Elmore and Christine.
First, I want to give all thanks and honor and glory to God for choosing Elmore and me to be Nolan's parents. We thank you, Lord, for the beautiful 18 years that you blessed us with him. Thank you for the joy he brought not only to our family, but also to his friends and everyone in the community whose lives he touched. Nolan had such a gentle, calming spirit about him. He had a way of making people feel seen, welcome, and valued. He could lift your confidence with just a few words and make you feel like you belonged. If you ever had the privilege of meeting our son Nolan or calling him a friend, then you experienced a glimpse of God's love through him. He was both protective and nurturing. He often told us that one day he wanted to have 3 daughters that he would name Sophia, Charlotte, and Olivia. He had a deep love for the Lord and an unwavering faith that was evident in the way he lived his life. As much as our hearts are broken, we find peace in knowing that our son is resting in the arms of the Lord. We will miss everything about him, from his quiet nature to the corny jokes, his gentle smile, the way he made everyone around him feel comfortable, loved, and at ease. Your absence has left an emptiness that can never truly be filled. A piece of our hearts will always be missing. Nolan, your father and I are incredibly proud of you. We've always been proud of you, of the young man you were, and we will always be proud of the legacy of love, kindness, and faith that you have left behind. In a world that can often feel dark, be like Nolan. Be the light that brightens the lives of those around you. Be the warmth for those who may be feeling the coldness of the world. Love deeply, protect fiercely, and welcome others with kindness. And remain faithful knowing that God is always with you. Lastly, I ask that each of you keep Nolan's memory alive. Hold him close in your hearts. Share his stories and never stop saying his name. As long as we continue to remember him, his light will continue to shine through us all. Nolan, we love you. We'll continue to fight for you. And until we meet again, and thank you all for coming. Thank you.
You guys gotta excuse me. I might be kind of all over the place a little bit. First of all, I want to say out of all my kids, Nolan was the one that would crawl backwards on the regular. Like babies crawl forward, he would crawl backwards. And he had this crazy haircut that I just I don't know, you had to see it to know him. But I want to start off by saying how proud I am of you, my son. You grew up to be a very young man that everyone enjoyed to be around. The constant lectures from me about having character, self-respect, self-discipline, and perseverance really hit home with you at an early age. These were the things that I had to live through to really be able to pass down to you and your siblings. I remember when you first asked to play basketball, and I admit I was kind of worried because you never picked up a basketball, you never shot one. We didn't have a actual basketball goal. The only thing we had was that Walmart special, the little plastic one that everybody breaks in the first few days. But on that first day of tryouts, you shocked me and your mom. And just to make a long story short, you Jalen, and Javon won y'all first championship together. Middle school was even more exciting because you were not just making a name for yourself on the football field, the basketball court, and the baseball diamond, but you were also laying the groundwork for your little brother Elmore. I nicknamed you Mr. Cool Hands because it seemed like you was catching a touchdown every game. You wanted to be the best. So I poured all my knowledge into you that I could by taking you to the gym to work out, taking you to the beach to do drills in the sand, teaching you how to watch film, how to study your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. And you carried these teachings all the way through high school and had an amazing run. Also during that time, you made a lot of friends. You helped a lot of people and you became well liked by many. It really warmed me and your mother's heart when we would get a phone call or an email from a teacher talking about something that you did for a fellow student. All the teachers love Nolan. The day you came home from college, you came in the room and you asked me about training. You would always ask us or always tell us about things that you want to do for us. When you signed with a school, you want to do this and take me and your mother there. And I would always tell you that, son, you need to take it one day at a time. During this time, you trained, you worked out. The bond with your younger siblings grew stronger because they looked up to you for motivation, especially your younger brother, which played the same position that you did. You guys' competition, Cannon, Nolan loved you, and he wanted you to do just as good as he did. Ethan, the same way. Even though you weren't a receiver, he wanted you to do great things. Carly, Jaden, with you guys being the oldest, he wanted the best for you guys. And I know that he would have did anything he could to make you guys happy. I just want to say thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for coming out and celebrating our son. Nolan meant a lot to a lot of people. And today it just shows us how much he meant to the community, to the country, and to the world. Thank you guys again for coming out. We appreciate it.
Can we have all of his sisters and brothers to stand? Give the family your love. James Wellborn is here, the father of Sonia Massey. We appreciate him being here. When I was called about what happened to Nolan, and as the days went on, parents came to our Harlem headquarters of National Action Network and told the story as they knew it at that time. Attorney Ben Crump, who I call the Attorney General of Black America, began looking into this situation. And since then, every day, I have thought about what this means and what it could mean. And a lot of what this could mean, it could be the healing or it could be the poking of the wound. That's going to be decided by what we do. The senior pastor of this church had the courage of his faith to open the doors of this church and let this family funeralize him, even though he knows that some, I'm sure, in the city would wonder why he would even do that. And the dividing of our children of God is something that we have to get over. One of the things that I'm glad to see is that there are people of all races at this funeral. And there are people of all ages. All whites are not a racist, and all blacks are not angry. Somewhere in the middle, we've got to meet and find what is just and fair. And that is why we want to celebrate Nolan, and at the same time say we want a full and thorough investigation. We don't want nothing sugar-coated either way. But for an 18-year-old young man to no longer be with us, we want answers. Not biased either way, just answers. And I think that for the family, the closure can come if there is justice. We will see where it goes. Some have prejudged. I do not think that it is appropriate for either side of opinions to prevail without a backup and fair investigation. We cannot say it was racist, but we cannot say it was not racist. So let's not judge either way until all the evidence is in. And in that light, let me say this, and I'm going to take a brief text and I'll move on.
Is it time to be talking about this?
No.
There are those that are so full of hate.
Pause him. Pause him, please.
Hate messages to the house of these parents.
Or mute him. You can let him run. Just mute him.
They sent one.
Go ahead, Ted.
He gonna get up here right now talking about he gonna take a text. You're not taking a text while you're in the pulpit for somebody's funeral. Second of all, it's always like he's running for office but never running for office. I don't understand this at all. It's like the first part of what he said was totally fine. The second part of what he said is like he's campaigning for himself. Al Sharpton, it's over, man. Just be a community figure and keep it moving. But this is extra. The father and the mother, what they said was fantastic. What they said was great. Now I don't like this part at all. He already done started the wrong way with me.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Seems like a bad place and time.
It is, man. He could have done this on the news.
We're gonna run it for the people though.
That I want to put up from National Action Network and me. I want to offer a reward of $50,000 to anybody I want to put a reward up for $50,000 for anybody that could give the information that will lead to an arrest and a conviction in the case of what happened. He was not on that island by himself. Somebody saw something and knows something. So I didn't come to make money. I came to give money. Stand up and tell the truth. Whatever it is, good or bad, we're not going to prejudge it, but we cannot end it until we know all the facts. So all you got to do is reach out to Attorney Crump's office, and National Action Network could do that if it leads to an arrest and conviction. And I guarantee you, you'll have it before the sun goes down. I want to thank Tyler Perry, who has paid for the funeral. We didn't call him. He called me and said, I want to pay for that. I want to thank Byron Allen and others that have contributed, some that don't even want their name called. I was thinking as a scripture in Genesis, the 4th chapter, that passage that starts at the 2nd verse said, and again she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain a worker of the ground. In the course of time, Cain brought unto the Lord an offering of fruit of the ground, and Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock, and their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard. So Cain was very angry, and his face fell. The Lord said to Cain, why art thou angry? And why has your face fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Its desire is contrary to you, but you must rule over it. Cain spoke to Abel, his brother. And when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel, your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And the Lord said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground. May God add a blessing to the reading of his word. The story of what we have faced in America is a question that started in the first book of the Bible with the first sibling. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I my brother's keeper? Or will we, out of some emotions, some anger, some jealousy, some envy, maybe some bigotry, decide rather than deal with building up the beauty that God put in us, that we will harm our brother and that we will harm our sister, and through some malice try to hide it? But the Bible says that the victim's blood cried from the ground. I hear this morning Nolan's blood crying from the ground. Am I my brother's keeper? Or am I the keeper of some secret, some information that you could give and won't stand up? But the blood's gonna haunt you. Those in law enforcement, your job is to follow the oath, not to follow the preference of what goes down. There are those that want me to condemn people before we know whether they're right or wrong. Now, yes, there's some questions around this, and this is not a rally. This is a praise and worship service, and we'll deal with those questions. But, you know, it's interesting. I exercise every morning. I tore my something in my knee, about 2 weeks ago. And they told me when they did the x-ray, Reverend, that I had torn my meniscus. And I had to go to get some surgery. And they said when I went to get surgery, they said, well, wait a minute, your doctor has to give us your history so we don't get the wrong thing to deal with your surgery. So the medication you may have and the what you have to do to recoup and the exercise you have, we got to base that on your medical history. Well, the reason why what's happened to Nolan under unquestioned, unanswered questions, gone, phone and keys found 2 days later. You don't tell nobody you had the phone or the keys. When you confront it, you first tell another story. Then when they finally get the phone and the keys, there are things erased from the phone. There's just too many unanswered questions. Somebody saying that he told us he was leaving the island. So I don't know an 18-year-old.
Hey, he out of pocket, gang.
Yes, he is.
I'm just saying, folks. I'm gonna run it for the people, but damn,
he's way out of pocket.
Jeez, we gonna talk about it.
So we just raising the questions. Where is my brother? He went out with y'all. He came back not with the where is my brother? And because of the background, like they asked me before they give me surgery, they went to my medical history. So the reason why a lot of people in the nation are looking at this Nolan situation is that we've looked at history in Mississippi. Some of us remember what happened in Mississippi. And because of what happened in Mississippi, doesn't mean it's guilty today, but before we can medicate and heal today, we got to look at your history.
Classic.
Because history will decide, can you handle the medication? I look back into history, and I noticed that Emmett Till happened here. All the way to Medgar Evers happened here. Based on the history, we got to be able to dig deep. We can't have people in law enforcement saying there was no foul play before an investigation. We got to look at the history. Now, I know, and I told Christine and Elmer, they're going to say, you had Sharpton come down, and that could be controversial, but don't get me wrong. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in a section called Brownsville. I first had, my parents had a nice home in Queens, nice middle-class home, and Daddy left, and Mom had to move to a tenement in Brownsville. I didn't grow up in Fort Greene like Spike Lee.
I wish there was an easy way to control that stink.
Hey, your wish is my command.
Who are you?
Your kitchen godfather.
Okay, chat. They got some commercials. Bro out of pocket, G. What? Listen, why are we talking about where he grew up and his meniscus? I'm gonna cut it back on as soon as the commercial over. But come on, Al. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Al. Big Al. What we doing?
This is why Dave Chappelle said we win in the war against Al Qaeda and losing the war against Al Sharpton. That's why he said that.
It's crazy, bro.
You know the Martin Luther King Jr. grifters that are out there in the wake of his passing are still going today. And yes, sometimes they do good for the community, but more times than not, they do this. I just have a thing about shutting up all the old people.
What you up?
I can't stand it. The old people start talking, and I immediately want to like put something in my ears so I don't have to hear them.
The chat is not rocking with it at all, bro.
No, they feel the same way that we do. They feel the same way that we do. That there's a guy out here who is now grifting in front of a dead boy and his parents, who just cried in front of everybody and gave some heartfelt, actual statements about who he was as a person. We did a show the other night called "Who Was Nolan Wells?" We got a lot of insight from his family about who he really was. This is a homegoing ceremony. This is a grieving ceremony for all the people who knew him and the people who have become attached to this incident. The same as the way the people got attached to Emmett Till. I hate how Al Sharpton would say one good thing and three terrible ones. It's not right, man.
It looked like the site kicked me off the video, so I'm trying to get it started back up. Give me a second. You good, though. Say your piece.
And then we have the 75 and 80-year-old and 85-year-old.
Your customers deserve your best
who
product
are continually
and service
in positions of
every
power
single
or
time.
authority or respect.
And so do ours.
And they misuse it. And it's like, instead of trying to bring the next generation up, it's like, put the spotlight on me and let y'all talk about me. And I'm not saying that, it's not human nature to want to have the spotlight or to want it to be on you. But routinely, the younger generations pay for the older generation's inability to understand them.
Yep. Christine back.
And me to be Nolan's parents. We thank you, Lord, for the beautiful 18 years that you blessed us with him. Thank you for the joy he brought not only to our family, but also to his friends and everyone in the community.
I wish there was an easy way to control that stink.
Hey!
I'm putting something in your back chat in a second, okay? If this keeps
this can't be it. I'm trying to make sure we live. It looked like it started us from the beginning.
They did. Don't worry, I got you, bro. Just keep on talking.
For sure. I'm just waiting for this ad to end.
I might be able to get you a better stream anyway.
I don't know why they emasculating this white man, but
I mean, he signed up for it.
Yeah, this keep kicking me to something else. Hold on, let me.
It's already out there. I got something for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, Rain sent me a link too. Hold on, let me see something.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to give you.
Yeah, we finna get. I got it already. It's
all right. Cool.
All right, we Gucci. Hold on, let me get it pulled up real quick. We good.
This is what collaboration really looks like, y'all. It's two people working together to make things happen for each other.
Got it. Ben Crump talking. Here we go.
That's right.
Justice for Nolan Wells. Now let's say it so his family will know that they are not alone. Justice for Nolan Wells. Thank you. I stand before you with a plea for justice. I'm so grateful that Reverend Al Sharpton, America's civil rights leader, did not think it robbery to stand with Christine and Elmo and all of their family, to let them know that despite what some people may say or do that is so insensitive, so disrespectful, so inhumane, while you all are grieving the worst loss that any parent could have, that people from New York, people from Los Angeles, people from Chicago, Detroit, London, Paris, all over the world has been calling Nolan Wells' name. Justice for Nolan Wells. I am so very grateful, Reverend Al, Reverend Toon, that we have a great team of lawyers and investigators, because it's always a team effort. As I heard Elmo often talk about, T.O., Nolan was a great teammate. And everybody who's ever played on a team and who has been successful in their endeavor understands that you're only as good as your teammates are. So I want to just acknowledge Attorney Lisa Park, Attorney Eric Hertz, Attorney Gary Buffkin, Attorney Carlos Moore, Attorney Camila Moore, and all those great paralegals and investigators and activists. All the people who are encouraging people to call and give us information so we can get to the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. We want to thank you all. It matters. It matters. We're on a ferocious search for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And so it is very important that you all understand our legal team. And we have these great co-counsels, but Reverend Al, we're all co-counsels. Anybody who's seeking the truth for what happened to Nolan Wells, I want you all to know that you all are our co-counsels. Amen? Y'all all our co-counsels. And on this legal team, we stand for truth, no matter who it implicates or exonerates. We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts or who it acquits. We stand for transparency, because we don't need law enforcement to narrate, because we want transparency, because we can see. We don't need them to tell us what they think. And that's why we need all of you to encourage people who were on Horn Island on July 4th. If you took a picture, if you have a video, if you have Snapchat, if you have anything, we are pleading on behalf of Elmo, and especially on behalf of Christine. As she said, any parent would want the answers as to what happened to their child. They went out on the boat came back, and Nolan washed up on the shore 2 days later dead. Wouldn't you want answers? Wouldn't you want transparency? Wouldn't you want the truth? Wouldn't you want justice? I mean, is that so much to ask? I think so much about Reverend Al and all these cases where we champion the cause for justice, whether it was any number of young people. I think about Trayvon Martin. I think about Michael Brown. I think about Breonna Taylor. I think about Botham Jones. I think about Stephon Clark. I think about Sonia Massey. I think about so many of our children that were taken from us in highly questionable circumstances. And all the time when Reverend Al and NAACP and leaders show up to say, hold on, we want answers. We want answers because we love our children just like you love your children. Our tears are just as painful as your tears. Our pain hurts just as much as your pain. So whatever you would do for your children, if they were on that boat on Horn Island on July 4th, we want you to do it for Nolan Wells. Whatever investigation you would give for your children, we want you to do it for Nolan Wells.
whatever searches you would do on people's phones for your children, we want you to do that for Nolan Wells. Do it for Nolan Wells. Because really, if we're thinking like co-counsels, understand that Nolan Wells was the son of Christine and Elmore, but he really was all of our sons. Because if something this tragic could happen to their son, it can happen to your children. So we all have to stand up together and say we're fighting for justice for Nolan Wells because he is our son too. And they want us to be quiet. Reverend Al, Reverend Holmes, they want us, Crump, won't y'all just go ahead and, we already told you it was no foul play. What do you keep making so much noise? Well, until we get answers, until we get to truth, until we get to justice, we're going to stand up and we're going to keep ringing the justice bells for Nolan Wells. We're going to ring the justice bells for Nolan Wells here in Mississippi. We're going to ring the justice bells for Nolan Wells in the United States of America. We're going to ring the justice bells for Nolan Wells all over the world because Nolan life mattered. Nolan's 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 life mattered.
Classic.
Christine, can you all come up with this one last time? Y'all understand, really, on our feet to say Nolan life mattered. Because as Reverend Al said, at some point, the cameras are going to go away, the crowds are going to go away, the government investigation going to go away, and they're going to feel so alone, as if nobody cared, that nobody felt that Nolan's life mattered. So I want you to stand to your feet and let them know that Nolan's life matters. 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 Nolan's life matters.
Let me say to Christine and Elmo, before we do the prayer of committal and escort the family out, I just got a text, Christine and Elmo, you know that Tyler Perry said he would pay for the funeral. He must be watching because he said, I'm gonna match you and put up $50,000 more. So we putting up $100,000 for anybody that'll come forward. We just want the truth, that's all. We just want the truth. And we want to thank Tyler Perry. He must have been watching. Want to thank Colin Kaepernick, who paid for Colin Kaepernick, a real giant in our community, shouldn't be disrespected by anybody. But I'll leave that for when I get back to Harlem. But thank you, Colin, for what he did for this family. I'm going to ask Reverend R.B. Holmes to give us the prayer of committal and then we will have the pallbearers, and we will do the recessional. Now may God, in his providential care, bless, keep, and strengthen this mother and father and family, ashes to ashes and dust to dust, looking forward to the resurrection when Noah will rise again. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen.
Excuse me, we need everyone to remain seated. We need everyone to remain seated as we escort the family out. Please, we need everyone to remain seated as we escort out the family. If you're not a family, please remain seated. Thank you.
So an emotional service there. You have been watching funeral services for 18-year-old Nolan Wells, the service taking place for just about the last hour. And we heard there from attorney for the family, Ben Crump, and also Reverend.
Okay, we can do our own analysis. We don't need him. Beautiful words from his mother and father. You know, again, we give our sincerest condolences from the human experience. We give our sincerest condolences to Christine and Elmer Wansley and the siblings and, you know, direct family of Nolan Xavier Wells. Today it was requested by his mother that this be a celebration of life. We're going to do our best to be celebratory. Seemed like the services took a bit of a hard left. You know, I knew that some part of it would be political, you know what I mean, or case based, but I didn't know it would turn into such a theater. But maybe they feel that it's the most necessary thing to do in regards to making progress, because they have a lot of eyes on them at one time right now. And a random press conference on like a, you know, just a ordinary Tuesday may not get the same amount of attention. So maybe they felt like attention wise, this was the best place and time to get that off. But that's got to be tough, you know, on the parents. What you think, Tez? You muted, gang. You muted.
Oh, I must have muted me when we walked away for a second. It's so hard for a family to have to go through this, especially with their baby boy, knowing that was their last child. You know what I mean? It's hard to go through this. It is. It makes it worse when people make a spectacle of your emotional pain, of a situation that's never going to be healed. It's the parallels between the cases that they mentioned in the Wells family needed to be made. They needed to. For people that don't understand why you'd bring up Emmett Till and his family and now the Wells family, look at how similar they all look, especially today when you saw his dad talking. How sunken his eyes have become. How stressed out his face is. The mother's aging at rapid rates in a couple of weeks because of the stress, the pain, the hurt. Obviously, what the attorney said was true. Justice has not been served. There's way more information out there. The fact that so much of this is behind closed doors and people have not come forward makes me think that there's a conspiracy. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm pretty sure we can say it's kind of hazy.
Yeah. Sometimes in situations like these where the powers that be are hell bent on covering things up, enough pressure gets applied to where they have to literally expose themselves completely in order to keep the cover up. You know what I mean? To the point where it's like, okay, this clearly goes all the way to the top of the ladder for y'all to get away with this. And I think the amount of pressure that, the public is applying, the attorneys are applying, us in the content spaces are applying, nobody's buying it, bro. And so for them to try to get away with this one, bro, they're going to have to really take their hoods off, literally, right? Not metaphorically. They're going to have to take those hoods off in order for them to get away with this one, because we just not going to stop applying pressure, bro. When I say we, I'm just talking about all parties who just not buying it, man. Like at some point, something got to shake. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we had a lot of people in the chat, Obviously, too many for us to, absolutely way too many for us to read. But we see y'all and we hear y'all. It seems like everybody is. This is the interesting thing about this situation, Tez, is that the people who are giving the benefit of the doubt, they're the vast minority. And that's not usually the case, right? Usually it's a lot more 50-50, 60-40. But I mean, literally, like even in the chat today, the moderators haven't had to do like a whole lot. There's not a ton of trolling, bro. Like majority of people, color aside, they're not buying this one, bro. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're talking about the majority of people who are weighing in, not the majority of people in general, because there's a lot of people who feel nothing and they not saying nothing either. You know what I mean?
Nope. Yeah.
But of the people who are talking and being vocal in comment sections and in chats and on live streams and on panels, mostly everybody is not buying we don't know what happened and perhaps he drowned. Like nobody's buying it.
No, nobody's buying it. If it was as simple as that, let's just say this. If it was simple as someone drowning, we would not be here.
Facts.
If it was that simple, we wouldn't be here.
Facts.
They don't drag these things out unless there's something wrong. This is not just a parent grieving over what they think is an accident. I have witnessed personally hundreds of families grieve. Hundreds over the loss of somebody that was younger. Hundreds. I'm sure you have as well.
Yep.
And it's never been dragged out simply because they have the inability to grieve. That is not what this is. I believe at the beginning of this, the family was on board with an investigation and the search efforts and everything like that. And then once they saw him, they disagreed.
Yep.
If you notice, the whole case took a crazy turn after they saw him. After they got back his property, after the GPS records came out, after the police stopped talking to them. Because that's what happened. They stopped communicating with the family. Why would they do that unless there's a problem? It's a very unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
And it's sad that even in death, there's so many that never get the justice that they deserve, and their families don't get the justice for them either. It's horrible. I caution people to put themselves in the shoes of the family. This isn't about just crime. This isn't about just race. This is a microcosm of a systemic issue. It would not keep getting brought up if there wasn't substance. And that is the hardest part for people to accept right now, who aren't us.
Yeah, man. I'll probably be hopping back on stream later today to revisit this once the accounts of the media members who were able to partake in the services are able to come out and turn their mobile devices on and update, all of their platform heads, the Don Lemons, there's a lot of people who have boots on the ground. They're at home in their studios or wherever they're at in their studios, and they're waiting to hear back from their people. So I'll definitely be live streaming again this evening to tap in on this more. But Tez, how much time you got? Do you have a little time?
I got like 2 hours.
You want to take a few calls from the people?
Yeah, do it.
All right, I'm gonna drop the link, man. Anybody want to come up and give any type of sentiments or whatever the case may be? I'm gonna put the StreamYard link in here. You guys don't have to show your faces if you don't want to. You can just have the camera off and mic up and just talk, or if you want to cam up, it's completely up to you. The link is in the chat right there. The StreamYard link is available in the chat right there for anybody who wants to come up and say their piece or whatever the case may be in regards to Nolan Xavier Wells. Disrespect will be discarded and disregarded with the quickness. So, I mean, if you plan on trying to get one off, don't even waste your time. Al Capone said we was kangs and sheets. I don't know what that means.
That's a racist meme. Just go ahead and get rid of him. I ain't got time for this today.
You talking about Al Capone?
Yeah, it's a racist meme. Just get rid of him.
He gone. Say no more. He gone.
I don't
Sadly, we jumped to conclusions when all the answer could be quietly open. I don't know what that means. That's cryptic. Lots of love to you. Let me see here. Finesse said, mother of 5, known that I lost my firstborn, and now I'm still grieving. It's not easy to lose your children, and I feel for her. I feel it for the parent because I'm still in pain sometimes. Yeah, I just talked about that. Not my condolences for your loss, but I just talked about that. I said, people say time heals all wounds, and I said it doesn't. I think time heals small wounds, but some cuts, they leave a nice big scar. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. Hector said, I don't know what that means either. Y'all gotta fix them. Oh, he said it's gonna come out. Okay, he corrected the typo. Finesse said it's not easy to lose your child. Oh, trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. Suggesting have the caller show their face to you privately to vet their real people acting in good faith. Yeah, I dropped the link already. We don't have nobody backstage. On my platform, we haven't really had no issues with that so far, as far as like people trying to come up and play the fool. But yeah, I try to do a little bit of vetting. Shawnee said absolutely. Finesse said God bless you. Let me paste the link one more time in case people missed it. Anybody want to come up and give their sentiments about Nolan? Until the end, though, you think we should play a tune? Let's play that Set Me Free.
Yeah.
Reset the energy a little bit.
Yeah. I'm running to the bathroom still.
I bet.
I'm only gonna do this once. Lord God, anything attached to me that could be holding me down and keeping me from my ascension. I pray that you detect.
Hey, for y'all in the chat, I saw a few of y'all say that in the chat. A few of y'all said that it seems like they were hinting that they know there was foul play. For those of y'all in the chat that said that, because I saw a few of y'all saying that throughout the service when Al was speaking and also when Ben was speaking. Can y'all tell me what y'all heard that made y'all feel like that? Because I don't know if I was getting that from what they were saying. It almost made me feel like this is just my take, and I'm not trying to have a debate, but I just want to understand what y'all heard. Because my take was like, when I hear Al offering 50 bands and then they get up to 100 bands for information, it started to make me feel like maybe they don't have as much information as I thought they had. I'm thinking they getting hella information and that they building the case quietly and not showing their hand. But then when they start offering the bread, it started making me feel like they missing a puzzle piece. But maybe y'all heard something different, so that's why I'm trying to understand. So y'all let me know, for those of y'all that felt that way. I want to get a clear understanding of that. Lisa said, I'm going to look at the astrology of these dates. Whew. Yeah, you got to. And numerology too. Have any arrests been made? Nope, not so far. Still waiting for more facts. Yeah, got to. Crump, the Attorney General of Black America. Yeah, that's what Al said. Let's get back to this music though. Y'all let me know what y'all heard that make y'all feel like they suspect foul play today, more so than what y'all have heard leading up to today.
For me, so I can fly. They think ill about me, they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Gandhi, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. Cause the people that hurt me the most in this life be the people that's locked in my phone. They made a mistake, I gave them some grace. I make a mistake and they won't do the same. People be dishing out what they can't take and they take what they cannot get back to the game. I'm unforgiving cause I'm unforgetting. I harbor resentment, I know what you did me. I am not Jesus, it ain't no repentance when I'm on a mission and moving relentless. Been here before, I know the feeling. Think it's forever, the end to be chilling. Mike Jackson, my life is a thriller. Close to midnight, I turn to the villain. Boundaries over sparing your feelings. Sebastian gone, you can cry me a rib. To be great, you gon' have to be different. When you say it, they gotta know that you meant it. Long as your actions match your diction, people gon' know that you standing on business. A lot of experiences come with this wisdom. I'm only giving you what I've been living. Enlightened now, but still remember the time my mind was a prison. Enlightened now, but still remember the time I felt like a victim. I remember. Talk. Enlightened now, but still remember the time I felt like a victim.
Thank you, Shawnee.
Classic. Yeah. Lord God, let me fly, They think ill about me, they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Selena, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. Cause the people that hurt me the most in this life be the people that's locked in my phone. Come to people I'm already knowing. People fickle, coming and going. People different when weather is storm. Some people pull over when it start to pour. Some people pull over when it start to drizzle. Some people foul, I can't get a whistle. Make it or miss it, I'ma keep shooting my shot like a pistol. I need you to hit me, I need you to feel me, I need you clear as a crystal. For all of them I gotta go get us. This language I'm talking is different. Keep cracking the code, stacking your dough and using these hoes for business. Make money with her, not children. We catching bags, not feelings. It's the reason why scars still leave a mark when they done healing. It's the reason why all of us guard our hearts out the hurt feelings. There really is no forgiveness. There really is no forgiveness. It's happening for you, not happening to you. Just stay on the mission. Set me free. It's happening for you, not happening to you. Just stay on the mission. Set me free.
Yeah, that was Set Me Free. Just playing some music in the meantime while we wait on Tez down to come back and join us. And also, I did drop the link in the chat again in case anybody. It's no pressure, but if somebody want to come up and say they 2 cents, even if it's just condolences to the family, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can pop in. We got somebody coming into the chat. Hey Charles, can you? I think you called in before. Oh, he popped in and popped right back out. Okay, we'll see if he come back. But I saw you backstage, Charles. But yeah, we'll see if he come back. I think he called in before though, but I might be wrong. OMG. Somebody want that money. Yeah, 100 bands. Listen, 100 bands. He talking about it's gonna be in your account by sundown. If I know something, I'm saying something for 100. For 100, I can get out of town. I ain't gonna lie to you. You gonna get that to me tonight? No U-Haul. Keep the furniture. I'm gone. Straight up. For 100 cold cash, nigga, I'm gone. Straight up, I'm telling you, everything I saw was him, and him. Yup, they bogus. They threatened all of us, told us if we talked that we wasn't never gonna walk. All that. I'm telling the whole thing. And I'm agreeing to testify. Just let me get gone. All right, Charles, can you show me, can you cam up real quick backstage just so I can verify you? All right, bet. You can go back off cam. I see you. What up, brother? Talk to me.
I'm going to say this. I was on your show about 2 weeks ago. We had a good dialogue. Let me say this. This young man didn't come from a broken home. He didn't come from a broken home. He got two well-to-do parents.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is this, that he left with them on the boat, and then they showed a diagram of the boat, kept stopping. Stopping here, stopping there, which tells me they was looking for somewhere to throw the body. I say this. I say he was dead on the boat, and then they threw him off the boat, and he drowned. But they didn't think up on shore. See, that's an act of God. See, that body could have went anywhere, but it was found because it's supposed to have been found. That young man is a good young man. But let me tell y'all something. Let me tell the listening public something. If you think Mississippi have changed, then you better think again. You don't know, but I'll tell you, check your Google. They average a hanging of black men twice a year, and nobody pays attention to it. We got some of our black people, and I got to say it because I'm going to tell you, I'm not perfect. Lord knows I'm far from that. But I am a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, we had to end up walking to go for him fill out application. He said, Dad, I'm going to go fill out application. I said, no, you ain't. I'm going with you. You ain't going nowhere by yourself because a sheriff ain't going to get a chance to question you and then shoot you and then get away with it and go home, eat a breakfast. No. You're going to have to get both of us. That's the way it is. You're going to get 2 for 1. That's what you're going to get.
You in the South?
I'm in Alabama, which is another racist state.
Yeah, I got a lot of family in Alabama. That's what's
up. Yes, sir. But I want to say this, and I mean no disrespect to anybody.
No, for sure.
Our young people are getting, young brothers like this are getting murdered. And you know why they're getting murdered? Because some of our people don't respect themselves. See, when you come out with a song called "Spend That Cash, Shake That Ass," that song go all around the world. So you could be a young man in the army or something. You go into another country. You know they got that. You know they say them people like that. They be scamming people, and then that young brother get killed all because they heard that song. Stop putting foolish stuff out there in the atmosphere. If you don't get along and you don't want to stand together and get along as FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, then don't come outside. Don't come nowhere near the people that's got a like mind and like-minded that believe in our children and making sure our children grow up and be productive adults.
Yeah.
I warn the great state of Mississippi that I know you. I know you, and I know about racism, and I know about white supremacy, and I know about the cold and clear.
Yeah.
My daddy's worked at 15 years old. He worked 51 years on his job. 51 years.
I see you backstage. That's me. Hold on real quick. Show me your
Yes,
face.
sir.
That's me real quick backstage before I bring you up. You can go back off cam. I just need to verify you. Go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
My daddy purchased a Suzuki motorcycle. First check. He was happy. He purchased the bike. It was his. He worked for it. The first time my daddy was on the job, he was called nigger. So he explained that to me. He rode his bike to work. The police stopped him. Said, "Hey, boy, where you get that bike from?" He said, "I paid for it." "You got a job?" "Well, you ain't got enough job to pay for no bike like this. I know you stole it." He said, "No, sir, I bought the bike." And then he put his hand on his gun. He said, "I'm gonna ask you one more time. Did you buy the bike or did you steal the bike?" And my dad said, "Well, man, I stole it." They took my daddy down there to the city jail down there. And my grandma heard about what went on. She went and got the man at the dealer They sell the motorcycle, and the man went down there with her and got him out of jail. And my dad had to say he stole something that he paid for. So I don't need nobody to tell me a damn thing about racism and white supremacy. I know about it very clear. This young man was killed for a little of nothing. Probably one of them little girls down there liked him, and them boys got jealous. Because one thing I know, and I know cold and clear, a man will kill you faster over a woman than money. And I'm telling you that for a fact. We got to stop going out here with these old stupid little songs, talking about some spend that cash and all that old mess, and we losing our young men out here. This is not a game, man. This is not a game. This boy got no business being dead. Now I got to sit here, and you know what I got in my hand at night, and stand guard, just in case.
Hey, man, stay dangerous.
Because I don't trust nobody. I'm going to say this in closing. I appreciate you letting me come. I'm going to say this in closing.
Yes, sir.
Mississippi hasn't changed. The only thing changed in Mississippi is the date. But those people are still there. As you can see, cold and clear. These things are not no joke. They used to take our women and tie them to horses and pull them apart while everybody watch. Scare you so bad till you'll never try anything. I say this. I'm tired of marching. I'm tired of singing. We shall not be moved just like a tree. And then they found a tree, the nearest tree to hang you in. This is not a game. I'm tired of marching. People out there falling out. Ain't no Gatorade, ain't no water. Everybody got on different perfume and cologne. People falling the hell out. And then some people ain't took no bath. They just came on out there. Should have stayed at home. I'm tired of marching. I'm tired. See, once you get tired of doing the same thing, then you're going to have to try something else. Because let's say this. Say they said black folks are violent. Well, we learned it from you. See, we learned it from you. And see, your population ain't going like you thought it would. See, white women are not having kids like they used to. They're not. And your population is dwindling. Thanks to you. Thanks to you. And this buzz for you. Because now you scared what you did to us that we're going to do to you.
Yes, sir. Charles, 30 seconds. Give me your final take. I got more people coming in.
My final take is that we got to stop this foolishness with these songs. We got to stop fighting one another over. You're in Walmart fighting over one printer, about to kill one another over a printer when there's 50 Walmarts. Once we start doing love one another and caring for one another and helping one another and stand together, then they'll stop. But until then, they're not going to stop. It'll be another one and another one. Thank you, bro.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you for coming up, Charles. Always a pleasure having you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Shawnee, nosy by nature, talk to me.
You're muted, nosy.
You muted. Let me take you off. Oh,
I forgot I muted it.
Yep. Auntie
We
Mickey,
finally got nosy by nature on screen.
And just me.
I just wanted to show my face, so make it personal when we having our conversations.
Yep. Hey, just me. I see you backstage. I need to see your face before I pull you on stage. I got to make sure. It's a sensitive topic, so I can't risk my platform. You got to show me your face, and then you can go back off cam. Go ahead, though, Nosy.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying to be up on the panel with you guys for the first time.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you calling in, putting a face to the name. Where you at with all of this that's been going on? Have you been keeping up with all the coverage?
With everything, with everybody. And just sticking to the, just ringing out the bullshit and and soaking up the, what makes sense.
What makes sense to you?
Nothing. In this case,
come on, Nosy. Come on now.
In this case, nothing makes sense about nobody knows anything. And it makes sense when people on the same, on the same page. Like that don't make sense. And when, all the speculations about, how it could have happened and what we think happened, it's like all that makes sense. And I don't see how the parents are like not feeling like that or really in an uproar. Not, not talking about violence, but really if you want to protest and march, it should be down there at the precincts, all the people involved, rounding them up. Everything is like nobody moves. You know, nobody moves because somebody didn't got hurt. They didn't die. So we got to get some answers.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not combating nothing you saying, but if you were the oppressor, right? Let's say you're the oppressor, would marching make you stop?
It's not about it. I'm talking about in legal form. Like that's what we can do. March to be heard. Not I'm tired of marching too, and all of
Nosy, I got a question for you.
kumbayas, but it's like we have to get out there and be heard, even if we have to go stand out like in front of the View and these radio places and stuff. Like, why y'all not speaking on this? Why y'all not talking about this and that?
Let me ask a question, Nosy. First question is, how
we have
many
to get
marches?
out there just like the Jehovah Witness and walk door to doors and you know.
Yeah, but don't nobody like them. You know.
But I'm talking about talking our talk though, saying what we say. They bold to do it and pass out stuff and you know say what they believe in.
My thing
we gotta
is,
be just like that, just in their face with it. Like,
I feel like nonviolence is controlled opposition.
If it have to get violent, though, it can get violent, but it has to be organized.
And then, like now, in all these major cities, they have cameras set up all over the cities on every street. Whether people want to believe that or not, I'm just letting y'all know. If you go into a major city, especially Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, especially Dallas.
Yeah,
Dallas has had cameras since the
too.
60s.
We all know this, but crime is still happening.
Well,
People
here's my
still
point.
getting away with stuff like Nolan.
If you go to one of those protests or one of those marches, you are putting yourself in an FBI database so that they can target you. But here's the
We
thing about
already
that.
in one, really. If
Right,
you look
but here's
at
the
it,
thing.
we
With
already in
AI,
one.
they can place you somewhere at this protest that you weren't. And everyone will believe it on the news.
That's right.
And your GPS will ping that you were there. They have all
Not
the
how
evidence
I
that
would
they
do
need.
things because I gotta go to work. I gotta get back to my job. My job gonna verify me. I'm
me tell
only
you.
doing things on certain times, and people know my pattern.
I'm going to tell you the only thing that's ever worked. The enemy that cannot
I
see
understand
you.
what you're saying though, but I'm sick of it. It's a way.
We all tired of it, Nosy.
Where
But
there's
listen,
a will, there's a way.
the enemy that cannot see you is the enemy that cannot fight you. Marching lets them know exactly how many soldiers you got. It lets them know that you're out there peacocking for them and that you're not willing to actually do
But
anything.
I'm not talking about the marches like they doing. I'm talking about marching up into the city halls and into places where laws can be made, can be changed.
I don't think laws are real. That's the thing. We have to stop thinking that law is real. The law is only able to be enforced by the people who want to enforce it.
Well, we
And if the
gotta
people
enforce
who want to
God's law. We gotta enforce.
they don't
God's
believe in
law.
God either. The people
They
who
don't have to believe in it. We ain't gonna stand for what they talking about though, because what we believe in.
Auntie, you talk to me. What you think?
Oh, geez, I've got so many emotions rolling through me. It's all I know is that I can only imagine what that mother is feeling. I lost a son. He wasn't 18, he was 33, but I lost a son drowned, okay? And we didn't have to deal with this particular type of circumstance because we knew he actually drowned. But this is Mississippi. Point blank period. This is Mississippi. I'm almost 64 years old. So I was born into the civil rights movement. I can remember when my grandparents raised me in the environment. Now, let me just give you a little bit of history, just so you can understand where I'm coming from. You can see how light I am. Okay, that's no, ain't hiding nothing.
Look like my auntie.
But I am biracial. My father is black, my mother was white. But this is the country that we live in. My mother walked away when I was 6 months old because of the color of my skin and the color of my father's skin. You laid with him. You didn't have a problem laying with him and having a baby by him, but you couldn't raise what you produced. So with that said, it was my father and my grandparents on his side that raised me. So that's all I know is black. And that's what I will always identify as. And the thing about this particular situation, it goes to show that nothing has changed under the sun, just the date. And we've got to do more than just protesting in the streets. Like you said, they got all these cameras around and they will use them to their advantage. I don't know what the solution would be. But protesting, walking, marching in the street, that worked for Martin. But Martin ain't here no more. This ain't 1964 or 68. We're in 2026. We into a level of technology with AI, just like you pointed out, sir. They can superimpose your face on anything.
True.
To create their narrative.
You got to be careful.
So you got to get away from giving them the control. We have to take the control to get to the bottom of this. I don't know what that solution would be, but enough is enough.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. And again, this is Mississippi, but Mississippi ain't the only state that's got this going on. I live in Washington State, supposedly one of the most diverse states in this country, but they got them here too. The difference is that it's the smile on the face. It's the smile on the face, the inclusion. And then when you turn your back, they put that nail right there in your back.
Yep.
So this is a countrywide issue.
Yeah.
And we have to fight fire with fire. You know, we have to meet them with their energy. And I'm not sure how to do that. I'm really not sure how to do that, but the tables have got to turn at some point, because I know what the Bible says. The Bible says the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Right now, they're treating us like we're last.
Yep.
But we are first. And that's what they can't handle. They can't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
This infuriates me, that this family would be put through this. 18-year-old young man, and this is the thing, and pardon me if I'm talking too much.
You good.
This young man had a future, a bright future that I bet you them same white boys didn't have.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the money had to buy theirs. He did it on just being himself. He was what he shined, not his parents' pockets.
That part.
That
and they didn't like that.
And jealousy is an awful D-R-U-G. I don't care if they knew each other since they were elementary school. Circumstances can change you in a heartbeat.
Yep.
There were too many people on that island for nobody to see nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Come on.
I'm with you.
And don't be surprised that the little white girl might have been the catalyst from all of it.
I told you, I'm starting to think everybody was in on it. I'm starting to think everybody was in on it, because these cults, they got rituals they perform. It was an anniversary date. Yep. It's the 4th of July. The island happened to be named Horn. We know these is devils we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the math is math, and for all we know, like, see, that's the thing too that I was telling the chat. I said the truth is stranger than fiction. These folks been playing in our face and calling it sci-fi. Playing in our face and calling it fiction, playing in our face and calling it based on a true story, and they've been showing you real life the whole time. The way my brain works, and this is all hypothetical and satire for content creation, but the way my brain works, I'm seeing 50 to 100 white folks all in agreement, performing a whole sacrifice on the beach.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing, my brain work like that. I go all the way left. I'm seeing a whole populace of people in a circle going through with the process. You know what I'm saying? And having 20 to 30 hands on deck to go through with the cover up all the way up the ladder. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it going way too far. You know what I mean?
It's like a movie. It's just like
they show you the
of a
truth.
movie.
They show you the truth in the
have
movies.
Props. You have to have staff. You have to have cast members.
Yeah.
You have a whole island full of cast members and nobody know nothing.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you on that one. See, it ain't too far fetched to believe that because they've been playing movies in our face all this time.
Yeah.
Life has been one big movie with them.
Yeah, they show you Colts and all these different movies. They got their hoods on, they in these big circles, everybody holding lit torches, and there's somebody who against their own free will about to be sliced and diced and all. Like, you think they just showing you, like, you think that's that came from idea from real, that was inspired by real life. Yeah, movies aren't
TV is reality.
There you go. Movies are inspired by happenings, right? Absolutely. Like we know, like even in the pyramids, like a lot of pyramids were used for sacrifices, but there was different spirituality behind some of these sacrifices. You know, of course, it wasn't always, you know, blood sacrifice and, you know, racism and all of that. But these cults are very real things. Allegedly, I have to say this for my platform, but these, you know. So it's just when our wheels don't spin like that, it baffles me, to be honest with you. Like, there's so many people with the wool over their eyes. There's so many people who have been taught to believe that the 60s was so long ago, that the 70s was so long ago. You know what I mean? I keep telling people, like, there are plenty of white folks breathing who have participated in lynching. Exactly. They're still breathing. These people aren't, it's not like it was so long ago that like 3 generations of the people who did this stuff are dead. Like, no, they're still present, teaching their grandbabies. Like,
and I tell people all the time, ever since I seen that movie, They Lived, with them glasses, I looked at the world like that. Like, you need them glasses to see who people really are.
Yeah.
Because in that movie, it just tripped me out how they was just how you call it, recruiting people, and you didn't know who was who until they found them glasses and put them on. Like, wow, somebody standing right next to you could be an alien.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But see, that's the thing. We'll laugh that off. But I've been saying that when I saw Men in Black, the first one, as a kid, I was like, oh yeah, this real life. But because I'm young, when I'm thinking it, everybody just, you know, these kids, they got to like, no, fam, like this looks like when I see people whose faces look dysmorphed and skin hanging high, they ain't supposed to hang, and they look slimy and all. I'm like, that ain't no person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something else. You know what I mean? Like, that's something.
And like you said, they show it to us like, you know, all the time. Fake, but it's reality.
Chance. I mean, the bottom line is, if it can be imagined, then it's already happened. If it can be imagined and put on film, then you can bet your bottom dollar it's already happened.
Yeah.
They just haven't put it out there on the big screen yet. But usually what we see in media has already happened. So they can't blame media for being the influence, because it was already there to begin with.
Exactly. Just like books. They telling somebody's story and just changing the names.
Absolutely.
It'd be a real story.
And they're trying to change history as well.
They always change history. I mean, that's pretty proven at this point. Like, anybody that can do a little bit of research will tell you that half the people that are living where they're living had no business living there in the first place, because they weren't the people who did the stuff. They claim it though. They claim it. They claim it as their ancestry when they didn't have the ability to do these things. Or the fact that there are a lot of these quote unquote races and sub races that didn't even exist at the time when these things were being done.
Exactly.
Their lineage proves where it's at. You know, people don't want to talk about the fact that how the Vikings came down from the north and then started populating places, taking them over, conquering them, and populating them without asking any questions. You know, it's fine. You know, this is not going to be one of those things where what did I do if my great grandfather did it? Well, I mean, you have a trust fund right now because your great grandfather took a whole bunch of people's
You
lives.
benefit from what your great grandfather
Exactly.
did.
And that's something that people don't understand. If you're benefiting from a situation that happened a pretty long time ago,
Mhm.
and even though you didn't do it, you still benefited from the situation.
Mhm.
And that's the issue that we have. And I think that needs to be communicated a whole lot more than people saying, well, I didn't do anything. Why are you mad at me?
Yeah,
You're
get
mad because I
over
had
it.
an advantage. No, I'm not upset with you for having an advantage. I'm upset for you for not being grateful for the fact that you had an advantage. And two, not
Exactly.
acknowledging the fact that we don't.
Exactly. Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to drop down. I just had to come up and speak my piece because if you let me go, I'll be all day talking.
Me too. Me too.
I'm going to have a seat in the bushes and I'm going to watch everybody else say what they got to say. But thank you so much for having me up and allowing me an opportunity to speak my piece.
Absolutely. Y'all are always welcome when I drop the link, and thank y'all for coming up.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna drop too.
All right. Y'all take care. Yeah, Tez. Yeah, man. The public is speaking.
Aaron Lee Feller, please put that one up.
Aaron, which one? What are you?
Aaron Lee, that one. No. Keep going all the way down to the bottom. The newer one.
No.
First of all, my educational background is none of your business.
You benefited.
You benefited. You aren't in Africa. You're welcome. First of all, Africa is a very nice place. It's a very nice place. It's temperate. It's very temperate. You're able to eat off the land a whole lot easier because there's so much of it. It has all of the riches that the world has coveted for generations, whether it be diamonds, rubies, gold. It has some of the greatest architecture that history has ever known. And the people are more resilient to anywhere else on earth. Actually, it's actually not a benefit to not be there. I would love to know and to not know what winter feels like. I would love to know what winter doesn't feel like. I would love to have been born in a place where I don't get a winter. It would have been great. So you telling me that, oh, you're not in Africa. We're talking about 1490 something, okay? 1454, 1500. People had already been moving around the planet. Do some research. Do some history. You want to ask about educational backgrounds, but you make a stupid statement like you guys aren't in Africa. Like that's so great. Like that's so great that we're not in Africa. Newsflash. North America, the United States of America, was not a country for you, Aaron, or your ancestors. Y'all immigrated here. Y'all took a bunch of boats here. You immigrated here, and then you took stuff from everybody who was already living here. And then you continue to take things from people who are already living here. And then you try to tell the same people who are already living here that they should be happy that you brought him here against their will. If I dude napped you, threw you in the trunk, and then brought you to, I don't know, New Mexico, and said, aren't you glad you aren't in Chicago anymore? You probably gonna wait for the most opportune moment to end me or steal my car so you can get back to Chicago.
Allegedly.
The audacity of people like you, Aaron, to come into a chat where you got two brothers sitting here with chocolate faces and smooth skin and tell me that I shouldn't be getting all of the vitamin D from the sun that I could be getting if I was in a much more temperate place where I didn't have to deal with weather crises all the time, where I could have built a community with people who like me and look like me and don't care. If y'all would have just left people alone instead of being greedy, then maybe we wouldn't be having this problem. Now, that's not to say that people can't intermingle, that people can't trade, that people can't mix and do all of these things. The problem is when you try to tell people who are telling you what's wrong, that nothing is wrong at all, and that we should be grateful for the way that you treat us. I'm not grateful for the way that you've treated people. I'm not grateful for the way that people have had to prove their worth. I'm not grateful for having to be 5 times better than your son. Pull yourself out by your bootstraps. Well, your kids are all doing drugs. Your kids are all drinking. And they still somehow find a way to make $300,000 a year afterwards. Nobody's judging them by the content of their character. They're judging them by the color of their skin and the fact that they're your son. The fact that you asked me my educational background is proof enough. That's proof enough. So kindly, shut up and let us mind our business. You just mind yours.
Yeah, hey, listen, I told y'all, chap, when Tez was getting situated, I told y'all what it was.
Sometimes you just gotta crash on out.
We're in a country right now where we don't have real barbecue sauce, we don't have real bread, we don't have real fruit, we don't have real vegetables. The animals are hopped up on steroids and GMOs to make their breasts bigger and things like that. The people are too. And you're telling me that this is paradise? Did y'all forget that just a couple of short years ago that we had to close stores and borders and businesses and jobs, and that the economy is still not recovered because you and the people that you put in charge were not adequately prepared for any of the drama that would take place if you sat everybody down and inside. Now, mind you, I didn't mind not having all the people outside and not seeing all the faces. I would hope that most of you put your masks back on because you're not very sightly. I wouldn't have had to deal with this if I was still in Jamaica. And most of the 13 or 14 million people who are here that you talk crap about every day, if they were back in places where they could help the population of people, all the doctors, all the lawyers, all the inventors, all the scientists, all of these people, the infrastructure people. What if George Washington Carver would have created all of his inventions in, I don't know, Nigeria? Patented all of his inventions in Nigeria. How much farther would Nigeria be if they could farm the same exact way as George Washington Carver had invented inventions? What if he was there in Nigeria helping Nigeria's economy out because they were able to produce things so much faster than everybody else? What about Eli Whitney and his cotton gin? See, this is this type of stuff that I'm talking about. When people make biased, unintelligent, ignorant, and uninformed statements, like the one that you made, Aaron, you show exactly how ignorant you are as a people. And this is why nobody likes you. This is why everybody marches against you. This is why people say rise up and they sing songs about it. This is why the Underground Railroad existed. Because if there could have been an above ground railroad for people to escape, then there would have been. Common sense ain't so common anymore, is it? But I don't know. You probably typed this with your thumbs anyway.
Walk them down, Tez.
Rando check. Please put that back.
Which one?
Put that back.
Oh,
Put
right
that back.
there. Oh,
if
shit.
If they're a product of American culture, then why didn't the non-melanated folks do it themselves? No, it was not a product of American culture. It was a product of oppression. They were invented because it was so hard to work in the fields for little or no money based upon which time period that you were born in. Either you were born into a spot to where you were being forced to do it without pay because you were the pay and you were the property, or you were born into a time where the only job that you were allowed to have was out here picking it up. So
it's already out there.
They invented ways to make their lives easier. They didn't do it because they wanted to be some great inventor. They did it so they would live longer. If the quota was 6 barrels and it took me 6 hours to get 6 barrels, and if I invented a machine that would get me 6 barrels in 15 minutes, then I could have the rest of my day and fulfill the quota and get the 15 cents you were going to give me anyway, if I'm even getting that.
I want to respond to something, Tez. Candy Kane 112 said, I'm an American. I'd rather deal with the devil I know than to deal with the ones I don't. I just got a question. Are you well traveled? I just want to know.
She's probably not well traveled.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make no assumption. I just want to ask, like, are you well traveled? Have you been out the country? How far? What countries did you go to? Like, you don't got to tell me the whole rundown, but I was just wondering, because a lot of well traveled people, especially well traveled Black people, they don't say stuff like this. America is only the best country in the world, depending on who you ask. Let me see. McKinnon said, or Lewis Lattimore, who actually created the functional light bulb that Thomas Edison couldn't. The lights you have today are thanks to Lewis Lattimore, a Black man. Latimer. Nick Williams said he's on fire. Yeah, Ted's gonna crash out, man. All you gotta do is light the match.
I'm just really irritated by the fact that someone is no longer breathing And y'all keep trying to tell us to chill out about it. Why is it every time? When Charlie got offed by some random weirdo that allegedly on a building, everybody stopped and everybody started talking about it for weeks. Everybody. They had a spectacle. So let me address this. Yes, Nolan's go home going service had a couple of fireworks with some very well-known public figures. But did we forget that Erica Kirk, the grieving widow, walked out looking like Hulk Hogan? Man, wait a minute. Hulk Hogan was there. Came out to pyro and fireworks coming up from the stage. Did you see any stage at any fireworks at Nolan's homegoing service? Were they playing any loud, raucous music to get people hyped up? Was it in a stadium? What I'm trying to explain to y'all is that it's very incongruent that every time we talk, we breathe, we eat, we dance, we play sports, we have a show, we do anything, we drive, we wear clothes, we put on a hat, we have facial hair, we wear our hair long. You have a problem with it. But every time that you do it, it's fine. That's racism. That's what we're talking about. So don't make me tell you again, this is our space, and I'm not going to let you into it.
Who mentioned Emmett Till? I missed it. Who brought up Emmett Till during the service?
Al Sharpton.
What did he say exactly? Do you recall?
He said that this reminds him of Emmett Till, seeing as how he was alive, and he was there after.
Yeah. Everybody hit like and subscribe. Tez ain't doing this cook up for nothing. It don't cost you no money to hit that like and subscribe on the Tez Down. He's streaming from his page on YouTube and Kick. I'm streaming from my page on YouTube and Kick. So make sure you like and subscribe the Tez Down and like and subscribe the Classic Codes. We here. Let me see.
Like Classic. I'm gonna make this statement so people truly understand what I'm trying
to
say.
Cook up. They've been waiting on you. They waited on you for an hour, bro. Cook up.
For over 400 years, dark-skinned people have tried to integrate. They have tried to live peacefully together. They have tried to love. They have tried to just be a community for over 400 years. And you're telling me that the people who continually try, that the burden of responsibility is on them to get along? The burden of responsibility is not on us to get along with you. The burden is entirely on you. Again, please understand that it is not a slogan. Plymouth Rock. We did not land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. That is quite literal. You had people, can we show what the ships look like? The layout of the ships? How they brought people here? Did we all forget about the transatlantic slave trade? That it just never happened? That we're just supposed to forget? Oh, it's been so long. Yes, the trade happened. And then for hundreds of years, it continued to the point of where they created the police to bring us back into captivity after we escaped.
The actual name was the Runaway Slave Patrol. It was not called the police. It was later rebranded as police. And then people wonder why melanated folks naturally have a tense relationship with law enforcement. It's because literally, historically speaking, you guys can fact check this. You're talking to two educated brothers who don't have to validate themselves with the colonizers' degrees and shit, because both of us probably overpaid for school for real. But never the library card's free. I could have read all them books for free. That's another point. But what I'm saying is, if you do your history, the origin of police is not police. It is Runaway Slave Patrol. They rebranded it as police and they call it law enforcement. But if you look at the statistics at just simply patrolling, that means police interaction, simply patrolling, the police by and large over patrol minority people and specifically black people in this country for the most part. From state to state, the number is different, but I know in Chicago it's 40% more. If you're black, they patrol black people 40% more than the nearest next ethnicity. So that just means just looking how you look, you have a better chance of being bothered by the police as you go about your day for just looking how you look. In California, it's egregious. It's like 120%. You know what I'm saying? And the numbers change from state to state. But you have to understand the origin of the police is runaway slave patrol. And yes, there's enough people watching this for there to easily be some police watching this right now. If you are a cop and you're watching this right now, you are the evolved or not even the evolved. It's not even evolved. You're the rebrand of a runaway slave patrol officer. Yes, that goes for you black officers too. If your black ass is watching this, you are a member of the evolved runaway, or not evolved, rebranded runaway slave patrol. Do the history of your job when you go punch in. That's what it is. The next time you pull over that black man and you don't give him a pass, but you give that little other person a pass, or you give that little female that smirked at you a pass, all of that, the next time you do that, just understand that you're perpetuating the origin of what this is. Runaway slave patrol. So
the chat has told me that it's a myth because no one has ever seen a slave ship. Here's a real picture. I've presented it. This is one of the last voyages after photography had been invented. As you can see, this really happened.
Mm-hmm.
This was not fake. Just because people don't want to go and get the real information does not mean that it's not readily available to anybody who looks for it. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right, Kashari. Thank you.
She worry about you, Tez. Yeah, they said 100. Yeah, it's just about understanding history. Honestly, that and who brought that up in was that Al? Was that Al or was that no, I'm talking about at the funeral. Was that Al or was that Ben who talked about
Ben and Al talked about it?
Yeah, the history, not just the history of Mississippi, the history of the country. Like a lot of people don't know true American history because that shit they taught us in public school, that wasn't it. And once you start really learning American history for real, once you start learning that it's pyramids all through the country, once you start learning that it's hieroglyphs all through the country, once you start learning how much the Grand Canyon mysteriously resembles certain parts of Egypt, once you start learning, everything I just said, go check it out for yourself. I see it, Ted. Yeah. But once you start learning these things, you'll realize, like I keep saying over and over, the truth is stranger than fiction. Pay attention.
Packed in like sardines. And this is the women. Packed in like sardines. There are so many articles about this. They are documented voyage books. Manifests is what they're called. There are so many still available today to go and be looked at. To be ignorant is a choice in today's society. To be ignorant is a choice. No one has a right to their own ignorance in the face of pain, oppression, and the documented violence that was committed against our ancestors. And I say ancestors as a whole, not just because if you're from Nigeria, not just if you're from Lagos, not just if you're from Egypt, not just if you're from South Africa, not just if you're from Ghana, Guyana, or any of the other ones, as a shared history, because in the United States of America, if you are brown, the way that I am brown, you are considered black and African American. I am so tired of people trying to change the distinction based upon where you came from, when half the time nobody knows because they kept them locked into underneath ship like this for months at a time. Most of the time, half the people died before they even got there, and they wouldn't even remove the bodies off the ship. You just sit there and look at Phil the entire time that you're traveling on this voyage, locked in nasty iron chains with no clothes on, like cattle. There are whole museums about this.
I will say this though, Tez, the slave trade is exaggerated, bro. It happened though. It happened.
It is, like because most of them were caught here.
Thank you. Some black people were brought over here from and I think they'd be exaggerating talking about they brought them from Africa. I think a lot of them came from the islands, but
they came from the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's a different that's a more feasible trip realistically during that time. right? During that time, during what they had to sail the oceans, they were still using sailboats, ladies and gentlemen, going back and forth from North America to Africa. It just ain't sweet like that. You feel me? Even with all
There's
the
evidence there's evidence of African people traveling the world for thousands of years.
No, for sure. We was everywhere. I mean, for sure. I mean, we know
Russia,
that.
all the way up in Russia. Vladimir Putin is not somebody that I'm going to champion. But one of the things that he did, I believe it was last year, was he unlocked an archive that had been locked for hundreds of years. So this is before the transatlantic slave trade. And what he saw was religious iconography, and every one of those people looked African in their religious iconography. Why is something that was locked for 500 years showing African people in these same religious situations that they claim were Roman in olive colored skin? Not olive colored skin, of pale skin, dove colored skin. Why is it that this artwork that was done showed those people? He wanted to show that. All of these things are easily able to be looked up. All of them. I don't know why people wouldn't even want to argue this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. It ain't really nothing to argue with, brother.
If reincarnation is real, bro, if reincarnation is real, it is such a shame that these two people have had to go through this 2 times in their lifetimes. It's a shame. This is a shame. This entire thing is a shame. I'm not saying that it is real. I'm just saying if it is. And I'm also saying that there's so much information that you can find just by simply searching for it. But people want to be stuck on what they learned in Sunday school by somebody who probably didn't even have a degree.
You know what's crazy, brother? The answers to what we going through are in the Bible. They're just in the parts that weren't given to slaves. We talk about it all the time. We have a larger audience today.
You've seen the slave Bible before. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the slave Bible was practically a pamphlet compared to the actual full book, and it was mostly derived of the New Testament and only a fractional margin of that. But a lot of the answers that Black folks need to follow, a lot of the steps, a lot of the teachings are in the Old Testament, which largely was not a part of the slave Bible, which makes sense that we don't emphasize the Old Testament to the degree that we should in Black churches to this very day. To this very, very day. A lot of the answers are in the parts of the Bible that were not in the slave Bible. And I'm not saying that you have to be Christian. I'm just saying if you're looking to a religious text for answers to your revolution, or your overthrowing of the oppressor, the Bible, it can be a resource, but you can't be stuck on starting at Matthew's. And I think that's the issue for a lot of Black Christians. We start at Matthew's, and for those of y'all that aren't versed in your word, like you should be, Matthew's is where the New Testament begins, and that, they start the story of Jesus, and then from there everybody is completely Jesused out. But the truth is, they knew that teaching you about Moses, teaching you about David, teaching you about Samson, teaching you about Abraham, teaching you about all these people was going to give you the recipe to take shit back that was taken from you. Teaching you the law of an eye for an eye. If you steal from me, we cut off your hand. If you look at, my wife with lust, we cut an eye out. Like, teaching you these concepts. Obviously you can modernize them, but those such teachings are what you do to overthrow oppression. You do not. What I'm saying is, there's never been a time. We've been discussing history, right, Tez? Correct me when I start speaking inaccuracy, please. I would like to give the people something they can work with. But if you can recall a time in human history where people overthrew a violent oppressor with a vote.
Never happened.
Or in human history where people overthrew a violent oppressor with a march.
Never happened.
In human history, anywhere on the planet.
None.
Anywhere in the hieroglyphs?
Nope.
Anywhere in any ledgers?
No.
Anywhere in any holy text?
Even in the current version of the Christian Bible, it kind of starts with somebody saying, hey, all y'all firstborns is going to get offed if you don't let us go.
Yeah.
I'm not letting you go. Okay, cool. I'll see you in 2 days.
Yes. It's an Exodus. Moses is what you're referring to. Absolutely. And his broski.
Quite interestingly, These paintings are over 500 years old. This is what happened in Russia. I have it here. If you are willing to be
yeah,
to
I
show
got
it.
you. I got you. They're up.
As you can see, these were released in Russia because let's just go ahead and do it. We're here now. Let's just do it.
I can't hear that, Tez. You playing some audio?
Yeah, it's playing. If you can't hear it, it's probably muted.
No, I can hear it, but it's super, super low.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear that audio, chat? It's real low, bro.
It's cool.
But yeah, what is it saying? Give us.
I'll tell you about it in a second.
Yeah.
So, Black Christian icons found in Russia. Ancient Russian icons are drawing attention for their depiction of Jesus, Mary, and other religious figures with dark skin tones, challenging the common assumptions about religious art. Key points: historical depictions. Some icons from the 15th to 16th centuries feature biblical figures with darker complexions, reflecting artistic traditions of the time. Notable examples: Christ in His Majesty shows Jesus with dark skin and curly hair, interpreted by some as African characteristics. The Trinity icon by Andrei Rublev, while not explicitly depicting black figures, adds to the discussion about diverse representations in religious art. Possible influences. Russia's historical isolation during the Mongol invasion may have preserved earlier traditions. Byzantine influence shaped early Russian religious art. Cultural exchanges at the crossroads of Europe and Asia may have depicted this. Contemporary significance. These icons raise questions about the historical appearance of biblical figures, cultural diversity in religious art, and the evolution of Russian iconography. The growing interest in this topic has driven demand for works like Russian icons by Father Vladimir Ivanov, further fueling conversations about the history of black representation in Europe. Now, one of the things that they're saying about this is all of them. This has been locked behind closed doors for over 500 years, and nobody was allowed to go in there and see it. This was before the age of racism, as some people might say. Why would a place like Siberian Russia have all of this if this wasn't the case? On top of it, why would a religious organization like, I don't know, the people in Vatican City want to hide the other art, the other works that we did have? Why would they want to hide them or strike them? And then you have the priests that are today that are legitimizing that this came before the iconography that we got in, I don't know, the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
The Sistine Chapel is pretty much what drives most people's viewpoint. You know, Italian Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the naked men inside of there. You're in Rome. The birthplace of all of this.
Yeah, Major said something important. He said, we don't even tell our own history nowhere. White people telling our story. Well, that's because we're a conquered people. Us along with everybody else, we're conquered. That's why it's his story. Whoever wins gets to tell the story. But the truth is,
you didn't get to see the video because the video was not the one being shared. I'll put it back up.
Yeah, based on the truth is that everything is in the rocks, and everybody thinks I'm crazy when I say that, but history of the world is in the rocks. It's in the calcification. You can still go to certain parts of the world and see calcified or not calcified, but petrified dragons. I've seen with my own two eyes a petrified Nephilim. The head of a Nephilim, petrified, with my own two eyes, massive. You know, I don't have to prove that to anybody. My own eyes saw it, right? You believe what y'all want. I was in Greece. I've seen, you know, I've been to the Temple of Poseidon. These things are vlogged on my channel. If y'all go to my vlog playlist, y'all can see it. I've been to the Temple of Poseidon. Like, the truth and the history of this world is in the rocks. You can't do anything about that. There's a lot of history buried underneath the ocean. We know sea level has changed multiple times through Earth's history. So yeah, man, there's just so much that we don't know and we don't seek to learn, even though the information is available, because we were taught not to believe. So we just don't even look. We think we got it all figured out. So it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. And that's why we here, though. You know what I'm saying? Just because you get out of school don't mean you got to stop learning. What you trying to show us, Tez?
All right, let me know if you can hear this.
Russian icons by Father Vladimir Ivanov, recently rediscovered, we find the most interesting collection of Christian icons. It is of high interest for two reasons. Number one, it depicts the various Christian icons as black. And number two, this is not found in Western Europe, but well in Eastern Europe and Russia. This means that black people were venerated as deities from Spain to France, Italy, Germany, and all the way to Russia. In some, all over Europe. There are at least 500 black Madonnas in Europe, not counting the ones hidden in the Vatican, 128 in France alone, and you need to remember that these icons survived multiple waves of iconoclasm. This means that in the past, they would have been ubiquitous throughout Europe, before the great artists like Michelangelo and Leonardo were commissioned to start painting the classic Europeanized face of Jesus that we know today. So then, as always, if we ask the critical questions, if the mainstream historical narrative is true, and that black people have never achieved anything of note in history, why then were they depicted and venerated all over Europe? Even more intriguing, what were black people doing in so many depictions, descriptions, sculptures, and plays in Europe at all? For those who have been listening, it is simply because they were present in such numbers, and it yielded such influence that even the planned erasure and systematic destruction of the icons survived from Western Europe to Eastern Europe, from Germany to Italy. Russian icons by Father Vladimir.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. This came before all of this. Some of those paintings are 700, 800 years old. That's a very long time. And the question that he asked, how is it that all the way from Russia straight past France that this is a thing until the Vatican recommissioned Michelangelo to repaint everybody? Literally, they repainted everybody and redesigned everybody in their image in order to push a religion that was not theirs.
It's called whitewashing.
Thank you.
Yeah. But we already know it. But you know what, though? It's crazy, though, because, like, sometimes you think this information common knowledge, and then you don't speak on it, and you realize when you do speak on it, how many people needed to hear it. So it's good that this dialogue is happening, you know, especially on a day like today, where so many people tapped in for the celebration that turned into something else at some point for Nolan. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully the spectacle that they put on, though, was for good. You know what I mean? And hopefully the parents understood that their intentions were, you know, to seek justice on the biggest platform that they're probably going to have throughout this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Today, they probably had the most eyeballs at one time that they're going to get. So using that time to make that call probably wasn't bad. The execution of it, though, was a little cringe, but it is what it is. Won't nobody forget it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody will forget it. So yeah, Major said common sense ain't common. Classic. Nah, for sure. Major P said so a lot of people still stuck on stupid. Well, you know, I always say I never knew 2 + 2 until somebody taught me, right? So sometimes we can't assume what people ought to know or supposed to know or should know, and we just got to talk. You know what I mean? Queen Loyalty said love the history knowledge. Yeah, you know what I mean? We can't assume, because the public school system ain't tell us nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mario said, Ms. Washington said, if you go to the other countries, you will see how fresh the food is over there. Now you don't how you don't gain weight and you or feel fatigue. Yeah, you don't have inflammation either. Knees ain't hurting, ankles ain't hurting, elbows. McKenna said, what? Are you sure it's not my website? What you talking about, McKenna? Who are you talking to?
You talking to dude in my chat.
Yeah, somebody in the chat. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, Major said, yeah, it's true, but that's life seeking knowledge. Nah, for sure. A lot of people graduate school and stop learning though. Well, that's what I'm asking you. Is that your
somebody made a fake McKinnon account too? So just watch out for it. This is I know which one is the real one. You got a wrench. The fake one doesn't have one.
Nah, for sure, But we good, man. Tez, I've been up literally prepping for the day. I've been up about 28 hours, my brother. So I probably will come back live this evening at some point, but I do have to rest, chat.
I mean, yeah, you there's gonna be information that comes out later on today, and I'm sure Classic will be covering it, and we'll probably cover more of it on Nightcap. maybe we'll just do that. It depends on what you want to do, but we'll talk about it. But y'all stay tuned to both the Classic Codes and the Tez Down. We will be covering the mortal details of this because, you know, they're going to lay him to rest right now, and then they're going to release the results of the findings. And from what I've seen, I don't think that after seeing the results that an attorney would get on the stage and, you know, let's just say genuflect the way that he was without there being some substance to what they believe.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man. Tez, you want to give him your slogan before we bow out for the day? Or not for the day, but for the moment. We probably, again, once the details of what was going on inside the church comes out, we will be back. But Tez, you want to give him the slogan before we go?
Yeah. You know, keep yourself safe. Pay attention to your surroundings. Stop being around people that don't like you. I only hang out with people who like me. I only talk to people who like me. And the minute that I find somebody doesn't, I'll burn that bridge. Burn that bridge. There's no point in saving. The grass is not greener on the other side. And even if it is, why would you want to be there if people didn't like you? If it wasn't for the fact that I'm tethered to the current climate that I'm in right now, then I'd probably be gone from here too. That's a fact. Whether you want to believe it or not. It's cool. It doesn't matter. I'm Tez. I'm 2-4. This has been The Human Experience with Tez and Classic. And the one thing Classic already says is,
hey, if y'all don't do nothing else for me, make sure y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic. Yeah.
I'm only gonna do this once. Classic! Lord God, anything attached to me that could be holding me down and keeping me from my ascension. I pray that you detach that from me, so I can fly. They think ill about me, they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Gandhi, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. It's the people that hurt me the most in this life, be the people that's locked in my phone. They made a mistake, I gave them some grace. I make a mistake and they won't do the same. People be dishing out what they can't take and they take what they cannot get back to the game. I'm unforgiving cause I'm unforgetting, I harbor resentment. I know what you did me. I am not Jesus, it ain't no repentance when I'm on a mission and moving relentless. Been here before, I know the feeling. Think it's forever, the end to be chilling. Mike Jackson, my life is a thriller. Close to midnight, I turn to the villain. Boundaries over sparing your feelings. Sebastian gone, you can cry me a rip. To be great, you gon' have to be different. When you say it, they gotta know.